fifth and playing right field, number 14, Armani Newton. Hitting sixth, the shortstop, number 2, Jeter Poyedo. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 44, Jose Fernandez. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 10, Michael Lucena. And rounding out the nine for Bethune-Cookman in center field, number 19, Sergio Rivera. And on the mound for the Wildcats, the left-hander, number 17, Edwin Sanchez. The assistant coaches for Bethune-Cookman are Darren Cartaya, Joel Sanchez, and Hunter Allen. The graduate assistant is Peter Vasquez. And the head coach of the Wildcats in his 7th season is Johnny Hernandez. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, live from Jackie Robinson Ballpark in beautiful downtown Daytona Beach, Florida, it's time for Bethune-Cookman University Baseball on the CatEye Radio Network. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company. Daryl Latil joins me for the first time since football season and for his first baseball broadcast of the year. Daryl, you were watching last night as the Wildcats hung on for a walk-off victory courtesy of senior Sergio Rivera. We've got Edwin Sanchez on the mound, one of the best returners from last year. Should be a good night at the Jack.
You know, everybody's excited tonight to watch the Wildcats and the Braves. The Cats coming in again ranked number 25 in the mid-majors, so a lot of people excited about this ball club. Last night they referred back to their old ways, being the cardiac Cats, giving up that run in the top of the 9th inning, and came back to winning in the bottom of the inning.
Wildcats will start Edwin Sanchez on the mound. All second team in the SWAC last season, was second in the SWAC in total strikeouts with 101, 8-1 with a 3.05 ERA and 82 2/3 innings. He's also got some longevity in the arm. Pitched 7 innings in 4 of his 9 starts.
He's one of the better pitchers you're going to see in SWAC baseball this year, and he's a great little left-hander. Has a lot of pop on his fastball, and he has some movement on his breaking pitches, so he's going to keep him off balance this evening.
We talked to Coach Hernandez before the ball game, and he said, well, last night was a pitcher's duel. I don't expect tonight to be.
No, you want to see these guys scoring some runs. 2-1 last night. It was a really great ball game for opening night for both teams. So tonight you're going to see a lot more offense, hopefully.
Wildcats in the brand new black uniforms today. Black caps, white pants, black jerseys with gold interlocking BC on the chest trimmed in maroon, gold piping with gold numbers trimmed in maroon on the front and back. Bradley in the red helmets and caps. Red jerseys, gray pants with the red socks. AJ Garcia will step in to lead off. It'll be a lefty-to-lefty matchup. Garcia was 0 for 4 last night. First pitch low and away from Edwin Sanchez. And The last time we saw Edwin Sanchez was in the NCAA tournament last year. That one's fouled back, where he went 7 full innings and gave up only 2 runs on 4 hits against a top 15 Northeastern squad. And I remember post-game, as he misses down low, the count 3-1, remember post-game, the Northeastern coaching staff heaping a lot of praise on Sanchez and his performance in the tournament. 3-1 pitch. Upstairs ball 4, and he starts out with a walk to A.J. Garcia.
The fastball that time a little high. Across the plate, across the letters, they're going to call it ball 4. So Cats starting the hole early.
The Wildcats showed a lot of their swing and miss stuff, especially out of the bullpen last night. 11 strikeouts against Bradley. But they also gave up 6 walks, especially in that 6th inning where they walked the bases loaded and then used a really exceptional appearance from Andres Barroso, striking out 2 of 3 batters to get out of that inning unscathed, that eventually hung on for the 2-1 win. First pitch down the middle, strike 1 to Hayden Miller. Miller 3 at-bats last night, no hits, a walk, 1 strikeout.
See, the wind began to pick up and blowing toward left field right now.
Yeah, wind is blowing out towards left. Not very hard as they check back over to first again. Did that a lot last night. Expect them to do that a lot throughout the season. But you were telling me with the weather coming in expected for tomorrow, 1, we're pushing up the game time to noon to try and get the game in. The 2, the wind is going to be whipping 15 to 18 miles an hour out to left. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Runner goes to second. And a stolen base for Garcia as he's in there well in front of the throw.
You know, the way this ballpark is going to be played now with the new addition in right field, that wind's going to come over the top of that building from the beat side and swirl once it hits the grandstand.
And it's not going to come as straight off the water as we're used to. Again, that's another thing we talked to Coach about, is will this park play differently with the building there? And he said, yeah, he thinks so. And we saw some big power to left field last night with both Armani Newton and Darrell Lee missing home runs by a few feet wide of the foul pole. Runner on second, nobody out. The batter is Miller here in the top of the first. Sanchez comes home with it. Miller watches it upstairs. Wildcats held Bradley scoreless until a wild pitch in the 9th last night. Breaking ball outside, so Edwin Sanchez looking a little wild here early on with the opening walk, and now struggling with the 3-ball count to Hayden Miller.
You can't find the strike zone right now. Let's see what pitch they give him here.
I'll break up the rhythm with the throw back to second. You've watched these Coach Hernandez teams for a number of years, as have I, with the aggressive picking off of the runners on base, and it can come back to hurt you if those throws aren't on the money. We saw it plenty of times last year. Sanchez will come home with it and get a swing and a miss, strike 3 against Hayden Miller. First punch out for Sanchez. That was a fastball up and away.
He put a little mustard on that one that time. That one came in the mid-90s. You know, Coach Hernandez does like to throw to the bases. By it being an artificial turf field, too, sometimes you get guys to slide and slip on that throw to second base.
Now it'll be Michael Quick with a runner on second and 1 out. Quick fouls it away. Last night, Quick had 2 of the 5 hits for Bradley. Singled in the 1st, then singled in the 8th. Both of those were rendered null and void. He was caught stealing in the 8th and stranded on first in the 1st. Takes a pitch upstairs and the count 1-1.
It's a relatively new ball club with a new head coach and new coaching staff. You got a couple of guys returning from the bullpen. This is relatively a brand new team, Bradley.
And one of their assistant coaches, their director of player development, is a former Wildcat.
Absolutely.
Long hold for Sanchez.
Got
He
him.
goes back to second, and they got him.
Great pickoff move that time. He just swirled and threw to space. He didn't throw it to the base. He threw it to the space between short and second, and he caught the ball right there as he slid in.
Well, that'll be 2 away, and now a chance to get quick and get out of this inning right quick. I did not intend to double up on that, but
No.
sometimes life hands you these things.
Yes.
Sanchez deals. Bunted down the first base line.
That'd be tough.
Fernandez is not going to get there. That's a really intelligent play by Michael Quick and a bunt single.
Yeah, that was a drag bunt single right to the first baseman to get him off the bag, and the pitcher didn't get over the cover in time. So with that speed coming out of the right side of the box,
and that's one of the issues with the left-handed pitcher, right, is his pitching momentum takes him away from first base, so it's harder for him to cover on plays like that. So Bradley has a 2-out base runner via the bunt single. And now this is Anthony Martinez, the first baseman. Martinez last night, 3 plate appearances, no hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Of course, the Wildcats racked up 11 Ks last night, and really impressed by Harvey Abreu, the starter. He went out with a bit of a quad issue in a warm-up before the 5th inning, but
he was rolling.
Yeah, coach says he's fine. He got 5 strikeouts. Then Barroso came in and struck out 4 of the first 6 batters he faced out of the bullpen.
Barroso had that breaking ball working too.
Lefty to righty the pitch. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. And that was one of the areas that we knew going into the offseason that the coaching staff wanted to make improvements in. It was really the biggest hole in the Wildcat roster last year. They gave up too many games from winning positions because the bullpen couldn't hold these leads.
Yeah, you know, you had a conference championship with a weak bullpen, but our starters really did well last year.
We still haven't seen a lot of those guys out of the bullpen. Isaiah Ducassi had a really great fall, according to the coaching staff, and had a good end to last season despite being inconsistent for most of the season. We've seen Barroso. We've seen Morrissey. Carlos Jasmin returns, but probably will be bumped down the order from some of the returners. But let's not forget the heroics from Carlos Jasmin in the tournament the last couple years to win the Wildcats some games where we thought they were down and out. Of course, you can't talk about the Wildcat bullpen without mentioning Justin Morales, the Team Netherlands star in the World Baseball Classic coming up in about a month. That's a breaking ball swing and a miss from Martinez.
That's a great honor to play in the World Baseball Championship for your
Get to play with Didi Gregorius, who's also on Team Netherlands.
You probably get a chance to go to Miami, huh?
Yeah, I'm planning on going down with my dad and watching a couple of those games. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been to a WBC. Swing and a miss. Ran the fastball upstairs right by him. So 2 Ks in the first negate the walk, and Bradley gets nothing. We go to the bottom of the first. And while we wait for the bottom of the inning, here's my interview with Coach Johnny Hernandez. I'm here with Coach Hernandez before the Wildcats take on Bradley. Game 2 of the 3-game opening season series. Coach, have you had a chance to settle down from last night's excitement?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the game was over, right, just like we told our guys, you know, obviously enjoy the win, but as soon as we leave the locker room to head back home to rest up for today, you know, we have to be ready to go. You know, Bradley is going to come after, you know, looking for their first win as a program under new head coach Justin Dedman. So, you know, for us, we just got to capitalize on opportunities, do a little bit better job offensively, which I think we will. And, you know, the pitching's just got to do what they did yesterday.
Extremely small sample size, but a slow start for what is, on paper, a really good offense for you guys. What was the message pregame today to the offense?
Just kind of continue to do what you're doing, trust in the process, right? You know, you never want to put too much stock into one game, especially early on in the season. You know, the pitchers are going to have the advantage over the hitters. But again, just looking for our guys to continue to take quality at bats, own the strike zone, and, you know, when we have opportunities to capitalize or runners in scoring position, we have to be able to take advantage of those.
You guys have been doing a lot of your preseason work away from the Jack with a lot of the renovations going on here at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Is getting back used to the turf something you've had to adjust to?
I think we got in on Monday. It was voluntary workouts, and, you know, kudos to the guys coming in. Everybody was here for that, for the voluntary workout on Monday. And it gave us, you know, a chance to be able to see what the field kind of plays at night. It's obviously a little bit different than Bethune Point. So I don't think that there's too much of an adjustment period because our guys, we do, bring back a lot of the experience and a lot of the roster from last year. They know how the turf plays. Does it play different than Bethune Point? Absolutely, but nothing that our guys, are kind of straying away from. So it's just business like as usual as we punch in the clock today at 6.
Thank you for your time. Good luck today.
You got to hail Wildcats.
We go to the bottom of the first. No score between the Wildcats and the Bradley Braves. Wildcats coming off a win last night to go 1-0 on the season, a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth for Sergio Rivera to give the Wildcats the opening win. Eric Almonte stands in to face Gavin Thompson, one of the few returners for this Bradley team. One of only 4 Braves that make their return under the new coaching staff. He squares to bunt, takes a pitch outside for ball 1. 18 appearances for Thompson, 8 starts last season, 3-6 with an .868 ERA in 56 innings. Allowed 80 hits, 58 runs, 54 earned, and 29 walks, striking out 43. There's a strike, low and away to Almonte.
Almonte is a kid from UCF, right?
He is.
He was hacking last night at every pitch.
He swung at every first pitch he saw and hit 3 of them in the field for outs.
He's taking the first 2 here. That's 3 in a row he's taking.
Yeah. And 2 of them have been outside. The count 2-1. Yeah, last night Almonte popped out to shallow left, grounded out to second, grounded out to short, and flied out to center. Really, the only time he made good contact was that fly out to center in his final AB.
I think that's why Johnny got him at the top of the lineup because he's a contact hitter. Even though he likes to go at that high fastball, he's a contact guy.
And he's got the speed, too. Low ball 4, and the speedy Eric Almonte is on first base. So both teams get a leadoff walk in their respective first innings. It didn't come back to bite the Wildcats. Let's see what the Braves got on defense. And now here's Andre Martinez, who had a slow start to his 2026 by his standards. A hit, a walk, a steal, and a strikeout in 3 plate appearances for Martinez last night. Did have that one kind of seeing eye single up the middle, but other than that was kind of held in check. First pitch, fastball strike at the knee.
Yeah, but if he missed with a fastball belt high, he'll wake up.
This is a guy in Andre Martinez that was 1 home run shy of tying the single-season BC record last year. And we almost thought he had it in the tournament, came a couple steps shy of the track in the game against Florida State. Speaking of Florida State baseball, did you see Miles Brady, I think his name is, the big kid, plays left field for them?
No, I didn't.
Hit a home run first pitch of the season that cleared the road behind left field up at Florida State.
I know Florida State's getting Doak Campbell ready for the Bananas.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. The Bananas going to play 2 games at Dick Hauser, then they're going to play the 3rd game in Doak Campbell. So a lot of baseball up there in Tallahassee.
I liked going to Dick Hauser last year. It's a nice little complex.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be somewhere again in about mid-May.
We've been there a couple times in the regional.
Wildcats yet to win a game in Tallahassee in program history. Came so close last year. Had the tying run aboard against Florida State in the 9th. Had the winning run on second against Northeastern in the 9th and just couldn't come through either time. But if you return 7 of the 9 starters from that team, plus pick up some additions in the portal, on paper, you should be ready to compete. Fastball middle, and there's strike 2 on Martinez. For the complete opposite of Almonte, who's been really aggressive, Martinez early on in the season seems overly patient. But again, extremely small sample size. The 2-strike offering is in the dirt. Runner goes, no throw as Almonte takes his first steal of the season. Expect to see a lot more of those this year from Eric Almonte. And that'll be ball 4.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a steal, my apologies, it was ball 4. Once again, the count is not displayed on the scoreboard here.
See, Martinez is going to see a lot of fastballs, especially late in the count. So trying to steal with Martinez at the plate is going to be kind of hard.
Well,
that was a breaking ball that time.
But also, the way he can turn on breaking balls, just sit on them, and if you miss your spot, it is way gone.
So the coach wants to talk about the pitch count. Was it ball 4?
That's the only thing I could think that.
I thought it was a 2-1 count. Was it a 2-1 count? It was 3-1.
It was, well, there was definitely a 2-strike count.
It was 2-2. Well, it should be a full count.
Okay. So
because Martinez stood in the batter's box.
Now here's the conundrum, right? If they decide that Martinez has to get back in the batter's box, does Almonte go back to first? Because he was stealing anyway.
He stole the base. Though.
But there was no. They didn't throw it down there because they thought it was ball 4.
Yeah, there's no throw. Well, let's see. They might send the runner back.
That's really tough on Almonte and Martinez if that is true. So we have our first controversy of 2026.
But doesn't the umpire have a clicker in his hand?
Yeah, and if anybody knows what the count is, it should be the umpire.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. They're going to send the runner back. They're going to go talk to Johnny now.
And now Hernandez is going to be upset. So Martinez is going to have to climb back in the batter's box. It'll be a 3-2 count. Almonte is probably going to go half to first. And now they're asking Bryce, who's doing stats. And Bryce says it was a 3-2 count. So for the first of many times this season, I've got some erasing to do on my scorebook. Which I don't even have my new scorebook yet. I have, I'm using the back empty pages of last year until my new one gets here because I've been so wrapped up in basketball, I forgot to order the new one.
Now they're trying to send the runner back to first base, even though it's 3-2. They're going to leave the run at second base. So
does that turn into a steal, or is Almonte just protesting his innocence?
It had to be a steal, straight steal.
Okay. Well, in terms of counting stats, Eric Almonte will take that because that turns into a stolen base for him.
Mm-hmm. So now it's an opportunity now for RBI.
And now Martinez, but mentally, how tough is this, right? You think you've walked, you think you're on base, and now you got to get back in the box, and you've got a 3-2 count to worry about.
So better look for the breaking pitch right here. Now you got to get his routine back.
Yeah,
put his shin guard back on. And
Thompson missed the breaking ball down for what we thought was ball 4, but was actually ball 3.
So the umpire confused all of us.
Yeah. Oh, well. It's the first series of the season for them, too.
Yeah. Make sure that clicker in his hand is correct.
It is a beautiful, beautiful night out here.
There's some pink clouds coming in over there. There's some weather coming in later tomorrow. But
partly cloudy as the sun sets behind us. Just past golden hour here in Daytona Beach. Temperature about 65. It was a little chilly last night. Martinez in the air to left field. Tracking back is Horsham. He looks up. It's off the base of the wall. Martinez digging for second. Here comes the relay. Martinez is safe as the shortstop dropped the ball. It's an RBI double for Andre Martinez. Eric Almonte scores, and the Wildcats are up 1-0.
He hit it a mile high. It looked like it was going to go out of here. It bounced right at the warning track off the wall. Yeah, the runner was already at third base. He scored easily.
Well, maybe that'll wake Andre Martinez up. That was barreled.
Thanks to the umpire, huh? You had a chance to think about that one.
He did. RBI double to deep left.
Yeah.
And now here comes a man who missed the home run by about 2 or 3 feet last night, Darrell Lee.
D. Lee.
He hit a towering fly ball down the right field line that just missed, as did Armani Newton. They both had identical fly balls to left. Down low, ball 1 to Darrell Lee. And some of the younger guys who have come back on this team, Darrell Lee, Jeter Poyeto, Jose Fernandez, are guys I'm looking to take a big step this year. Lee takes a strike outside corner, especially Fernandez, who was a bench guy last year and only kind of pinch hit, or he would platoon at catcher or first base, and now he's thrust into the everyday starting role. How does he adjust to that?
Oh, those guys should be really seasoned now, especially after the season we had last year. They should be leaders.
Down low to Lee, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Darrell Lee last year batted .299, just a titch shy of under 300, 61 hits, 49 runs, 13 doubles, 9 homers. Ground ball to first, that's foul, just outside the bag. Drove in 46 and stole the second most bases on the team behind Sergio Rivera at 23.
But he was prone to the strikeout, too.
He was. He did strike out 59 times,
Yeah.
which was second on the team behind Jesus Venegas.
That's what I want to see him improve on, his two-strike approach.
Jesus Venegas still on the Wildcat roster this year, but not in the starting lineup for either of the first two games, as Lee taps that one back foul. The count's 2-2. In favor of Almonte at second. Venegas last year, I remember he was really hot and cold, right? He would have games where he was unbelievable, couldn't get him out, and then he had games where he'd strike out 5 times. The pitch to Lee, outside, count goes full.
You know, Lee struggled with the two-strike count, you know, that breaking pitch in the dirt. He couldn't lay off it last year. And he had a number of strikeouts of balls out of the zone.
Thompson deals. Lee, chopper towards short. That'll move the runner over. The throw across from Nelson. In time, one away as Martinez goes to third. Oh, as good as a sac bunt.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 33, Jorge Rodriguez.
And now, here's the man who, if not for Andre Martinez's spectacular last 2 months of the season, we might have been talking about him as SWAC Player of the Year last year, Jorge Rodriguez.
Both of those guys got hot, man. They were terrors down the stretch.
Rodriguez lays off a fastball called a strike. Wide outside corner from the home plate umpire tonight.
He's been given that outside pitch.
Rodriguez last year batted .354, and for the majority of the season was batting over .400. That one skips in the dirt. Here comes Martinez to the plate because of the big backstop here at the Jack. He's going to score standing up. Wild pitch, and it's 2-0 Wildcats.
You know, we heard Jay talk about it last night, how deep it was behind home plate, and this is a lot of foul territory here at the Jack. Anytime that ball is a pass ball, you have opportunity to score standing up.
And a lot of teams that come in here that are used to playing on college field dimensions are not used to this pro-level dimensions, especially down the lines and in foul territory. And the power alleys in this park are especially massive. That one in the air to center field, well hit. Garcia tracking, makes the catch, and there's 2 away on Rodriguez.
You know, on the way in, I had an Uber driver ask me, did Jackie Robinson really play at this stadium? I said, yes, he did, right here in right field when you dropping me off. I like what they're doing here at Jackie Robinson Park.
You know,
I love it.
And I told the story last night about, the reason it's called Jackie Robinson Ballpark in the first place is back when the Brooklyn Dodgers had spring training down here. First pitch to Fernandez, a little dribbler in front of the plate, will be a foul ball. They were actually playing over at Sanford Memorial Stadium, where we were a couple of times last year. And the city of Sanford wouldn't let Jackie Robinson play. And the city of Daytona Beach would, and that's why City Island Ballpark, as it used to be known back then,
Old City Island Ballpark,
is now Jackie Robinson Ballpark.
And Jackie stayed on the campus of Bethune-Cookman at Mary McLeod's Bethune's house.
So much history tied into this building and this program in this building. It's the winningest program on campus in all of Bethune-Cookman history. Fernandez with a 2-strike count. 2 already in the first for the Wildcats. That one upstairs.
You know, Monty started out hot, too, with the long ball, and he kind of cooled off. Started out with like 6 home runs early in the season.
He had 6 home runs in the first month and then only hit 3 more the rest of the way. Newton watches a slider outside, and the count is 2-2. Newton was the other one, as well as Lee, who had that towering fly ball down the first base line last night that just went foul.
I want to see who's going to be the first one to hit it off that glass.
And I think Armani Newton, with the new building in right field, here's the 2-2, taps it foul. He and Lee are going to be the 2 that benefit the most because those are the guys on the team with the most pull power.
And they hit a couple last year into the wind that didn't go out. You won't get that win this year.
I remember early on in the season, I think it was against UMass, Newton hit a monster to right. Ground ball foul outside of first, and Newton stays alive. That was one that was into the wind, and it went out too. And I think without wind, it might have gone 450 feet.
Might have got to be careful. He's had back-to-back fastballs here. Watch that slider on the outside part of the plate here.
Thompson trying to get out of the first here for the Braves. He does throw the breaking ball, and Newton swings through it. But 2 runs on a 1 hit and nobody left. And the Wildcats take a 2-0 lead as we go to the second here on the CatEye Radio Network. We go to the second inning here at Jackie Robinson Ballpark on a beautiful Saturday night in mid-February. Perfect baseball weather. Landon Lowe, the right fielder, will lead things off for the Braves. The Wildcats score 2 runs on a hit in the bottom of the first to take a 2-0 lead. Landon Lowe last night, scorer of the only run for Bradley in the 9th. Single to center to lead off the inning, stole a base, and then came around to score on a wild pitch. He swings and misses at a fastball up and in by Edwin Sanchez. Had a bit of a rough first inning, gave up the walk and the bunt single, but got 2 strikeouts to end the frame.
You know, during this time of the year, you always say the pitchers are ahead of the hitters, but sometimes the hitters are ahead of the pitcher.
And as a general rule, pitching is ahead of hitting at this time, right?
But with
There's
that,
oh my goodness.
nasty stuff there,
That
man.
curve just dropped off the face of a cliff, and Lowe had no shot.
You know, modern days now, you can go in the batting cage, hit off the tee all day long, but
Yeah.
with throwing, you have to be careful with the arm and the number of times you're using your arm and stuff. So pitchers can start a little slow too, especially in Major League Baseball. You know, pitchers and catchers just
Yeah.
reporting.
The other thing that doesn't help the hitters, especially this time of year, pitch, is a fastball ball to Jack Holubowski. Holubowski hit once last night as a pinch hitter walked and was caught stealing. Fastball outside, strike 1. The thing that is against hitters this time of year is the weather, because the cold weather will deaden the baseballs and they'll not fly as far or as fast. It does not matter as much in a place down here like Florida. But even last night, when the temperature was down in the mid to low 50s, it's different than when we're getting 85, 90, 95 towards the end of the season. Balls just fly out of here.
Yeah. Umpire's kind of tight, man, on the inside pitch.
That one's right down the middle to count 2-2 on Holubowski. Holubowski, the junior from Chesterfield, Missouri. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a tag from Lucena completes the strikeouts.
I think he's getting his rhythm now with mixing his pitches, the fastball and the changeup. That was a curveball on the outside part of the plate that he chased. Got him to miss.
And what always astounds me is how different pitching styles, even across a pitching staff, can still be effective. You see Edwin Sanchez with his swing and miss stuff, his upstairs fastball, his 12-6 curve, the slider, as there's a slider strike first pitch to Ashton Horcham. But then you as a pitch to contact type guy, a force weak contact, he won't strike you out that much, but it'll be just as effective. That's another breaking ball strike that finds the low outside corner 0-2 to Horsham.
Didn't Bocabella injure his hand last year?
Yeah, he got hit with a comebacker in the UAPB series. He was out for the rest of the year.
I thought I saw him this afternoon.
But he is ready. He will go tomorrow as the new Sunday starter.
That's
That
right,
one floated into shallow right center and a base hit for Ashton Horsham.
He took a little bit off the fastball that time, and he timed that one and put it right in the right field for their first hit of the evening.
Horsham was on all 3 times he got up. Singled in the second, then walked twice.
That was the second hit of the night. Quick had a hit.
Yeah, Quick had a bunt single, and that's the first true base hit for Bradley in the game. Here's Jackson Schumacher, the catcher. Last night was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a fly ball to shallow right.
So 2 down with a man on first.
And something that grinds my gears, and you've heard me talk about this a lot, is the attention paid to the runners with 2 outs. Fastball in on the hand, strike 1 for Schumacher.
Well, you know, I would like to see that rule that is incorporated by Major League Baseball. You throw over the first base 1 or 2 times, that's it.
Yep. And then you got to get him out or he gets advanced. I've been calling for it for years. I mean, we had the pitch clock here in college baseball long before it reached the professional ranks, and I think the other improvements that MLB has tried to make to the game will help the college level as well. There's a nice strike, fastball low and away.
Well, we do see the safety of the double base at first base.
Yes. When we saw last night, one of the Bradley runners run afoul of stepping on the wrong base. You're supposed to only step on the green one if you're a runner.
Really?
Yeah.
He stepped on the
And he
the
stepped
regular
on the
base.
white one, and then the Wildcats tagged him out because that signals that you're going to make the turn and
If you
not
stand on the-
and
on
if
the
you
white-
stand on the white one.
That's okay. I get it now. 'Cause I saw you guys call that, but I couldn't remember. I thought he stepped over the
Yeah,
base.
no, that's what happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
if
step on
if
the
you
white
step
base,
on the white, you
that's-
signal your intention to turn the corner. They'll throw back over again to check on Horsham, who's on after a 2-out single to shallow right.
So we have a real first baseman this year, huh?
Well,
Not a platoon guy.
yeah, I mean, Rodriguez kind of won the job late in the season last
Runner
year.
going.
Runner goes, throw down to second. They've already got one. That time, a big collision. The ball goes right behind Poyedo, and the stolen base is successful for Horsham. So second steal of the game for Bradley. A.J. Garcia led off the first with a walk, then he stole second, then was picked off of second.
What's the big kid we had last year that couldn't stay healthy? Played first base.
Oh, Sufrain.
Sufrain.
Yeah.
Manny Sufrain. I'm
That's
missing him.
that's one of the biggest what ifs of
Yeah.
last year, right? Is what if Manny Sufrain is healthy? How much better
We would have been.
is the offense than they already were?
And we really would have broken the record of homers. He'd have hit at least 15.
I mean, we already hit over 80 home runs last year, which I'm not sure off the top of my head if that's a program record, but if it's not, it's close. Chopper foul outside of third. The count remains 2-2 on Schumacher.
So we lost Manny Sufrain and our catcher.
And Irvin
Irvin
Escobar. He's up playing pro ball with the Frederick Keys right now, as well as he started a catching academy for young catchers.
That's awesome.
Looking to get into the coaching ranks as well. Wouldn't be surprised if
He comes back
in
here.
a year or two. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Strike 3 called outside corner. 5 Ks through 2 for Edwin Sanchez. And the Wildcats lead 2-0 going to the bottom of the second here on the CatEye Radio Network. To the bottom of the second we go, 2-0 Bethune-Cookman here at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Michael Trillo, Daryl Latil on the broadcast with you. Producer KC with us as well. As Jeter Poyeto stands in.
Shortstop, number 2, Jeter Poyeto.
Poyeto last night had 2 of the Wildcats' hits, singled in the second and in the fourth, but grounded into a double play in the sixth, and he puts one in the air to the right side, low, stands under, makes the catch, first pitch swinging by Poyeto, and there's one away. Poyeto is someone who I expect to take a step. He was a redshirt freshman last year after sitting a year at Wake Forest, and he at times showed flashes, but again, the inconsistency and especially defensively, I think I'd like to see Poyeto take a big step this year.
Yeah, he played pressured last year. You know, he got the name Jeter, too, so that's another piece of
Well, and
pressure.
also coming in, the transfer from Wake Forest, there's a lot of weight to that.
Yeah.
Here is Jose Fernandez. Fastball strike at the knees, 1-1. Fernandez only hit 1 home run last year. It was a walk-off winner against Alabama State in the third of that 3-game series here at the Jack. Were you here for that one?
I remember that one. Yeah.
That was the back end of the doubleheader. He puts one on the ground to short, sliding backhand by Nelson, across the skip, the reach. He's out. A terrific job to keep his foot on the bag by Martinez at first, and now Coach Hernandez is going to come out to argue. Now, I agree with the umpires here. I think that he kept his foot on the bag long enough to record the out. And again, we have no review.
Well, I was blocked. I couldn't see it.
Yeah, we have no review here at Jackie Robinson, at least until the Tortugas start poking around and their camera system comes online.
They have an awesome setup here. You know, I was looking at the number of cameras. They got 8 cameras all around.
We will be using their camera system eventually,
Wow,
but
wow.
it is not set up for us yet.
We'll be ESPN and then. Boy.
Apologies for a bit of a lighter broadcast tonight. We do have a lighter crew tonight. Jade not here. Producer Lee, our usual producer, is not here, so we have one less camera to work with. But we're still out here, bringing you the broadcast. Hopefully you're enjoying spending your Valentine's Day evening with us.
It's not as cold as it was last night.
No, last night.
People had blankets and stuff out here.
Last night, we were bundled up here in the booth.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to come out last night.
And now we're going to have an explanation given to the Bradley head coach.
There were some calls last night, too. There were a couple of calls that the umpires had to go and kind of confer.
Justin Dedman is getting an explanation from the first base umpire. And it looks like Jose Fernandez is going to stay on first. He's safe.
Yeah.
That'll be an infield single. So how about that? Ask the umpires to talk about it. They think that he did not, Martinez, the first baseman, did not hold on to the ball long enough to constitute an out. Here's Michael Lucena. First pitch, ball low, who had the only RBI for the Wildcats before the 9th inning last night. Had a sac fly in the second that scored Jorge Rodriguez. Lucena takes a pitch up and in, almost hit him. And I want to get your take on this. I talked to Jade about it last night, but you have the historical context as well. It's a tough ask to fill the shoes of someone like an Irvin Escobar and play catcher in the wake of someone who meant so much to this program. And it's going to travel with Lucena until he makes it on the team throughout the season.
I think, first of all, he has to know the pitchers. Because Irvin knew the pitchers, and he can almost call it. You're in a new ball club, you got to get your continuity with your pitchers, and you'll see him, you know, he'll pan out maybe by conference time.
There's a strike. Lucena thought that was ball 4, but he'll climb back in the batter's box.
You can tell Bryce is gone because stats different. Got him on deck. Runner going.
Ground ball, foul, chopped to the third base side.
Fernandez got a little speed, huh?
He's definitely shed some weight in the offseason. He's a big guy, Jose Fernandez.
Like a linebacker.
Officially listed at 6'3", 220.
That's a linebacker.
Yeah. Fernandez, Lucena got to concentrate here. Thought he walked, but now he's got to face another pitch. They'll throw back to first. You're right. His agility is definitely up from last year.
Quicker. Yeah.
He's one of those guys last year that kind of lumbered around the base paths. One of those guys that you would pinch run for in a tight spot.
You can tell he's been in the weight room because he's tighter too.
He'll go. Chopper to third, foul. I'll try to do the hit and run there. Put it on the ground. I was really impressed defensively last night with Nelson at shorts.
The kid for Bradley?
Yeah, who's out there right now.
He's major league material.
He made some really impressive defensive plays. And even on plays where he didn't record the out, he kept balls in the infield, knocked a couple down, prevented the Wildcats from scoring a couple runs. Once again, the pitch to Lucena will have to wait because they'll check back over at first. But the fact they even sent Jose Fernandez on a steal attempt means that they have a lot of faith in the work he's done in the offseason.
Let's see what happens here. Runner going.
Swing and a miss. Throw down to second is wide. Fernandez has a stolen base, but a strikeout of Lucena means there's 2 down.
3 out.
Oh, they called interference.
But he did.
I think they called batter interference. That's the end of the inning. Well, the Wildcats get nothing. It's a strikeout, batter interference, double play, and nothing doing for the Wildcats in the second. We go to the third, 2-0 Bethune-Cookman here on the CatEye Radio Network. The shortstop, Peyton Nelson, will lead things off for the Bradley Braves here in the third inning. He's the 9th batter to face Edwin Sanchez. We talked about Nelson's defense. He did have a hit last night, struck out twice in 4 appearances. And he hits one in the air down the left field line. That will tail foul and out of play. You got to be careful going all the way down there because
it looks completely different.
Yeah, because
without the clubhouse.
The clubhouse has been completely removed down the third base side.
They got a new fence down there, right?
Mm-hmm. But now, where in the past that ball could hit the clubhouse wall and bounce back in play, now there's no clubhouse there to bounce off of. So a lot of balls will skip out of play. There might be some ground rule double opportunities down that line if a ball lands in play. A missed bunt by Nelson, and it's 0-2. do you think the odds are we'll see that this year? Like a screamer down the line that pops over that little short wall for a ground rule double.
I think it may happen. Because we've seen so many balls hit over in that area that bounce back off the building. Just because the building's not there don't mean the ball won't go that way.
Yeah. 1-2 after Nelson didn't bite on the curveball. Here's the pitch. Another curve
Got
swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 for Edwin Sanchez. He has K'd 6 of the first 9 batters he's faced.
So how tough is it for a team like Bradley coming from the Northwest? They come from Peoria, Illinois, and playing indoors, seeing live pitching indoors, but not seeing it on the outside. I guess it's different, right?
It is. And you can't get your field work really dialed in the way the Wildcats and teams in the South have. Pop up from Garcia behind second base. Poyeto makes light work of it, and there's quickly 2 outs.
Yeah, because 2 blocks from here, we have a great complex called Bethune Point. A number of baseball fields. We've been practicing on the dirt and the clay over there.
Yeah, and again, if you heard my pregame interview with Coach Hernandez, we talked about the transition from practicing on dirt and grass. It's completely differently. Balls on the ground in the infield play much faster than they do on dirt, but you get a lot more consistent hops. You don't get a lot of those, kick off a pebble in the clay and take a bad hop over a fielder's shoulder.
Swing and a miss that time on the changeup.
Yeah, this is Hayden Miller, struck out his first time up. But that's why you see a lot of middle infielders on this field playing fully on the outfield grass, quote unquote. It's just the green-colored turf.
I like to see him take out the infield turf and just put dirt. But you told me that, hey, if it rains,
yeah.
And it rains every day in Daytona.
Yeah, especially during the summer, it rains so much that it's really not worth going back to a grass and dirt field because the turf dries so fast. Sharp liner foul, third base side by Miller. He timed that up a little bit better, just a little bit out ahead of that changeup. But the big controversy with the turf, right, is that Daytona Tortugas are the only team in the minor league system, affiliated minor league ball, that plays on the full turf field because it is technically not allowed by Major League Baseball. Pitch fouled away.
And I always tell that story about De La Cruz, the big shortstop for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was here playing for the Marauders and tore his knee up as a rookie here, sliding to second base on the brand new turf. That's when the turf was brand new.
That was when the turf was brand new. It was put in the fall 2020. After the season was canceled, it hit him. So Sanchez has allowed at least 1 base runner every inning. 2 hits, a walk, and now a hit by pitch allows Hayden Miller to reach. That'll be Michael Quick, who had that drag bunt single back in the first inning, ended up being stranded there. But I would not be surprised, Daryl, if in the next 5 to 6 years the turf goes away, because MLB will come down hard on the Tortugas to get it replaced with a grass and dirt field to comply with their regulations.
Well,
Foul tip back.
I don't think that's a bad thing. With all the new, acquisition of the new building, I think a serious draining system will have to be put in place because all the water that's around here. There's coral shell underneath the turf. You know what coral rock does. Yeah.
Throw back to first, sliding back in is Miller.
And that would mean you have to get a real grounds crew.
Yeah. But we are now seeing the fruits of the promise that was made back in 2020 pitch. Fastball outside, strike 2. That kept the Tortugas in business because remember back the big controversy was that Tortugas were on the chopping block for the contraction of the minor league system back in 2020. That one almost got away from Rodriguez, and that's the danger with throwing over there every other pitch. Is sometimes you screw up and give free bases and free runs away.
I think the Cincinnati Reds kicked in some bucks along with the city, didn't they?
Yeah, but
runner going.
It's a pitch out. Throw down to second is not in time. Throw is a little bit wide, and getting his foot under the tag is Miller. Second stolen base of the night for the Braves. But to finish my point, right, you see the Advent Health Complex out in right field, the new clubhouses, the right one being built right now, the third base side. The first base side clubhouse going to be torn down and rebuilt next year. The entire concourse. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that'll do it for the inning. I'll finish my story about the Jack when we come back. For the third time, the Bradley Braves strand one. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 2-0 Wildcats here on the CatEye Radio Network. Nine-hole hitter leading off for Bethune-Cookman here in the bottom of the third. Sergio Rivera, he was the walk-off hero last night, had the single to left field. And he puts one in the air to left. Tracking is Horsham. 3 steps from the track makes the catch, one away. Wildcats very swing happy here early on. We've seen Polledo do it.
Number 29, Eric Almonte.
And now Rivera do it. First pitch flyouts in back-to-back innings. So now back to the top of the order. Here's Eric Almonte. Walked his first time up. Came around to score on the RBI double by Andre Martinez. He'll square to bunt. Strike inside corner. Bethune-Cookman men's basketball unfortunately lost their second conference game of the season.
We had a little pad there, a couple of game lead. We got some guys injured too. So.
The score was the most shocking thing to me, 57-55. The Wildcats averaging almost 80 points a game. Be held to just 55. Check swing from Almonte, he did not go around.
I think Alcorn has some tough athletes.
With the Braves had a tip in at the rim with 5 seconds left to seal the win. So it was a close game. But still without Dr. Bradley and only playing an 8 or 9-man rotation, those minutes are going to catch up with you. And it's going to be tough down the stretch when they go to Jackson State on Monday, who's looking for a lot of revenge after the hurting we put on them on national television a couple weeks ago.
They put a hurting on FAMU tonight by 20. 80-60. White basketball is almost as good as white baseball.
Foul away to the third base side by Almonte. He stays alive.
I think Swike baseball has really improved over the last few years. I guess because of Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman coming into the
I definitely
conference.
think that helped, and it made the other schools in the conference
change.
Go, okay, we got to actually try now, or else FAMU and BCU will run the show every year. And they kind of have even anyway, with 2 of the last 3 championship games being FAMU Bethune-Cookman. Line drive straight at Nelson at short, who makes the grab for out number 2.
I think what the two Florida schools bring is the pitching that we had. You know, you got a lot of bats in the SWAC, but you didn't have the pitching that Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M brought to the table. So when we were at Jackson State, when we saw the coach, we asked him if he had any new pitching because you're going to need it. We're going to see Jackson State next week.
Fastball, first pitch strike to Andre Martinez. He's responsible for both runs. Had the RBI double to score Almonte back in the first, then came home on a wild pitch later in the inning.
I got a question to ask after this pitch.
Ground ball to third, off the glove of Halbowski. He can't recover in time, and that's going to be an infield single for Andre Martinez.
See, last night you stumped Jade with the conch.
Oh, with the Key West conch.
I was yelling, conch, conch, conch. But,
I knew you knew. I wouldn't ask the question if you were here.
But what's the reason? How did Yale get into the tournament next week?
So Yale was originally supposed to play a 3-game series here, and you're talking about the fact that Yale is in the Andre Dawson Classic next weekend, along with Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M. The reason is the original schedule was Yale was supposed to be here for a 3-spot next week. But MLB TV really wanted us and Florida A&M to play in the Andre Dawson Classic, and they could put it on national television. As the pitch to Lee. Here's a swing and a miss at a ball down low. So what MLB TV did is they threw Yale a bone since they were already coming down here anyway. They're getting a game. And then us and Fam are playing on Saturday. And then they'll come back here for Sunday. The pitch to Lee is thrown back over to first. So the schedule goes next Friday night here against Yale. Then next Saturday night down in South Florida at the Mets Spring Training Stadium against Florida A&M. Then back here against Yale on Sunday afternoon.
Who did Yale play on Saturday? Jackson State.
Yes, Jackson State.
Jackson State.
Throw down to second is in time.
He was safe.
Martinez doesn't agree, but it's a strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the inning. The Bradley defense keeping him in the game. We go to the fourth, still 2-0 Wildcats here on the CatEye Radio Network. We go to the fourth, 2-0 Bethune-Cookman on 2 first-inning runs. Edwin Sanchez continues to deal for the Wildcats. Anthony Martinez struck out his first time up bats to begin the fourth for the Braves. He launches one
way out of
deep to left field, and that ball is gone over the
My
batting cage,
goodness.
and it's 2-1. First home run of the season for Bradley, and Anthony Martinez says goodbye.
Hit that thing a ton. It was high and out of here as soon as he hit it.
I've been expecting the Wildcats to do something like that for the last 2 nights. Hasn't happened yet. And Anthony Martinez just crushed a baseball.
Now batting for Bradley, the right fielder, number 26, Landon Lowe.
It landed right on top of the batting cages
Yep.
in left field.
A transfer from South Suburban Community College, Martinez. NCJAA All-American last year. Out of Homer Glen, Illinois, he just made this a 1-run game. Now here's landed low. Off the end of the bat, sky-high pop, shallow right center. It'll be Sergio Rivera to track it down for out number 1. Important for Edwin Sanchez to not let that get to him too much. He's still got the lead. You missed one spot, you can recover from it.
He threw one belt high, like almost like a warm-up pitch.
Anthony Martinez made no mistake. Now one away, here's Holbowski. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Long hold, the pitch, swing and a miss. Took a lot off of that changeup.
Had him out in front.
Holubowski was way out in front of it.
Olabowski struck out first time up.
Yeah, so here we're in the 4th. Coach Hernandez said he wants Sanchez to go 5 or 6 if he can. Chop foul, 2 strikes on Holubowski. Holubowski struck out his first time up and then walked, stole a base, and then was caught out in a rundown last night in his only plate appearance off the bench, pitching the dirt. We were talking before the game to Coach Hernandez after I did my interview. He was just chilling up here with us in the booth for a minute, and we were talking about the uniform combinations that we can wear this year.
I like it.
That one just a little bit low on the breaking ball. And so we've got the brand new blacks, which replace the old blacks with the Bethune script on them. That we're wearing tonight. The maroon tops that we wore last night. That one's in the dirt, ball 4. And Holubowski walks, so a runner aboard with 1 down for Bradley. The batter will be Horsham, who singled to shallow right center in the 2nd.
Now batting the left fielder.
But again, we got the new blacks that we're wearing tonight, the whites that we'll wear tomorrow, the baby blues, alternate,
What about the gold?
and the golds, as well as white pants and gray pants to mix with either of those combinations. Sweeper high, first pitch to Horsham. And it's ball 1. We're starting to see Sanchez lose a little bit of command in this inning. He's been so good through the first part of this game. He gave up the leadoff home run to Anthony Martinez to make it 2-1, and then walked Holubowski after getting low to fly out to center. There's a swing and a miss and a fastball down and away. Another good crowd out tonight.
Great.
Not as many as we had last night. Last night was a full house out here at the Jack. Of course, everybody crammed onto one side of the stands because the third base side is still unusable. It's all under construction. High fly ball down the left field line. That will tail out of play.
On top of the new dugout. The new,
Old clubhouse.
Old
yeah.
clubhouse.
It would be on top of the old clubhouse, but it was there anymore. It's now just some structural beams where they're getting ready to build the new one. And I don't know about you, but walking around this place, I can't see it being 100% ready for opening day.
Well, we got 2 months, but it's a lot of work to be done on the west side, over here on the
On the
grandstand
third base side, yeah,
Oh
the whole concourse
whole
is
concourse
tore up.
is gone. It's dirt. But it's going to be nice when they finish this place. A great uplift.
Sweeper just outside. Sanchez wanted that to be strike 3 on Horsham.
Don't have any live stats. How many outs?
There's 1 away. There's a strike on the sweeper, and down goes Horsham. Well, he got him second time of asking. Second reverse K for Sanchez.
Sanchez kind of upset. He said that he had him the last time on the last pitch.
8th strikeout overall, and there's 2 away in the 4th.
8 strikeouts in 4 innings?
8 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Let's see him get back in that rhythm right here.
We saw last year he's got some of this nasty swing and miss stuff, especially with the off speeds. There's a breaking ball strike outside corner to Schumacher, who struck out looking first time up.
And he pops that ball in his glove when he pitches too, so it's like a double motion.
The fastball doesn't have as much late run on it as some of your fastball first type guys do. He'll use it as an option, but it's not his primary pitch. His primary pitch is that sweeper. And then he'll also throw in the 12-6 curve, the change, and the fastball. True 4-pitch mix for Sanchez. Chopped foul, and there's 2 strikes on Schumacher.
Scores 2-1. We're in the top of the, 4th?
Top of the 4th. Full darkness here at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Floodlights are on. Beautiful night for baseball.
You can see the cars coming off the world's most famous beach back to the mainland.
It's a full town with the circus
500
of
tomorrow.
NASCAR in town. Daytona 500 tomorrow.
They bumped that up, didn't they?
They did. As we've bumped our game here up tomorrow. It's now a noon start instead of a 1 start like we originally thought it was going to be. Just so we can try and beat some of the weather that's coming in. Fastball outside.
We're going to go back to being cold again, I guess.
But of course, on the 1 week that I have to drive back and forth to the land multiple times a day.
Right.
It's all the traffic in town. There's a big cut and miss. Strike 3 down low to Schumacher. 9th strikeout for Sanchez. He does give up a home run to Anthony Martinez. If your name is Martinez, you're eating good. Andre Martinez has an RBI and a run scored. And then Anthony Martinez for Bradley has a solo home run. And it's 2-1 Wildcats as we go to the bottom of the 4th here on the CatEye Radio Network.
What we got?
To the bottom of the 4th we go.
D-Lee?
Darrell Lee is going to lead things off. after Andre Martinez was caught stealing to end the third. He was in the batter's box. He'll step back in. He rockets one to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Only the third hit allowed by Gavin Thompson for Bradley. And Thompson's been very efficient, just 42 pitches so far through 3 innings. Meanwhile, Edwin Sanchez is laboring around 68 pitches, even though he's got 9 Ks.
Jorge flat out his first time.
Yep, flat out to center on a well-hit ball. He's got Lee on first, and now Lee is someone who is a stolen base threat, so I would expect a lot of attention to be paid over there at first base. Second on the team in steals last year.
You know, Lee went with the pitch, and that's what he has to do. Is instead of trying to pull that ball all the time, he just drove it right into the gap.
Breaking ball strike inside corner on Rodriguez. Wildcats with a 2-1 lead. Bradley inching closer with a Martinez solo home run to lead off the top of the inning. Wildcats trying to respond here.
So we're seeing another pitching duel. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, and this is a situation a couple of years ago, not last year, because last year the offense really exploded. But a couple of years ago, if D. Lee got on like this would be a bunt 100% of the time to try and scramble him over to second. Oh my goodness!
We played small ball for 2 years.
Yeah. Jorge Rodriguez just wore a bad one. Fastball on the shoulder. And there's 2 on with nobody out. And now, if this was anybody else than Armani Newton, I would expect maybe a bunt here to try and move the runners over. But because it's Armani Newton, and at any point, he can put one in the river.
Can't take the bat out of his hand with no outs. You know, Armani, he's a step away from hitting one out last night. He has opportunity right here with the runners at first and second.
But you don't have to do that. You can do something similar to what Sergio Rivera did last night to win the game, right? Yeah. Winning one at second, he just put one down the line.
There's some room down the third base side if he goes to the left side.
And remember, you've got Lee on second, who's one of the faster guys on the squad. No, he will bunt. Pull back the ball outside.
Okay.
So what Newton is trying to do, because Newton is very fast as well, he's trying to push this down the third base side. You see right now, Holubowski's creeping in onto the grass.
But he's giving him the whole third base line, too.
And then try and beat it out and advance the runners. He'll put it down foul.
Now, you see these guys, you know, square the bunt, doing batting practice. I was here for BP. They're putting it down beautifully. But when you get in the game.
Yeah, but that's hitting off the machine. You know, the machine is consistent every time. The human is not. And the human is also trying to beat you, whereas the machine is not.
Squares again.
Missed upstairs from Thompson.
You know, for a couple of years, we did see Johnny play small ball, you know, station to station. Now he got some guys who can really rip it.
Yep. Both sides starting to get some relief pitchers stretched and warmed up. Nobody throwing yet. As Newton squares to bunt again on a 2-1 count. Inside ball gets away to the backstop. Well, that'll move the runners up anyway. And so now Newton can go to work and potentially pick up an RBI.
Give him an opportunity here to swing that big bat he got.
And he's ahead in the count 3-1, too, so we can afford to be patient here.
He's going to see a good fastball right here. If he can find the range on it.
2 outs. Oh, sorry, 1 out. No outs, 2 on. Numbers are hard. No outs, 2 on, second and third. Newton trying to extend the Wildcat lead. Inside ball 4, and the bases are juiced. And the batter will be Jeter Poyero. Single hit by pitch walk. And now the red shirt sophomore, Jeter Poyero, has a chance to extend this Wildcat lead. The former Wake Forest transfer. Last year hit .326, Poyero.
What was his average with runners in scoring position?
I don't have the RISP on here. That's in the extended stats book, but I don't have right now. Ball low and away. Couple of ways to get a ribby here. Sack fly, walk, base hit.
Hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch will also do it. Last year, he scored 35 runs on 57 hits, had 48 RBI, which was second on the team behind Andre Martinez.
He had a heck of a year at the plate. He did.
It was just his defense that was questionable at times. And that was a good pitch to hit. He just got a bit underneath it and fouled it straight back. Of course, a lot of those RBI for Andre Martinez was him trotting around the bases on home runs. Poyeto was doing it the hard way with line drives and ground balls. Pitch. Spiked. Ball gets away, but not far enough to entice Lee to scamper home. That's a great job by Schumacher. He just kicked his right foot out at it and caught a piece as it was headed to the backstop.
You know, we're going to see it in basketball. The hunted, the hunter is now the hunted, especially in baseball.
Yeah.
We're going to be hunted every game.
That's the point. If you're a catcher, you turn into a hockey goalie. You just got to stop the ball.
Slide over there.
No matter what. Thompson deals. Ground ball towards short. Fielded deep in the hole. They'll go to first, and out at first is Poyeto, but he does get an RBI. That was a really close play over there at first. A nice pick by Nelson. But Poyeto's deep grounder in the shortstop hole scores Darrell Lee, and the Wildcats are up 3-1.
Gets an RBI. He's a half a step from being safe. Great play by that shortstop that you're talking about.
I told you. Peyton Nelson, excuse me, is, in my opinion, for what I've seen so far, the best player on this Bradley team. And that might be the end for Thompson, as now Bradley does have a lefty warming up in the right field bullpen. But this is the Wildcat offense that I expected finally kind of showing up, right? They're being patient. This is now their second full time through the lineup. They've seen the pitcher once, and now they're timing him up and are going to work. It'll be Jose Fernandez to bat next.
You got one down, right?
One down on that RBI ground out by Poyeto. In the inning, Lee singled to right. Rodriguez was hit by a pitch. Newton walked, and then Poyeto had an RBI ground out deep in the hole to short. For a half second, I thought that ball was going to hop over Nelson's head and into left field.
Opportunity right here for Fernandez with Lucina on deck. So Cats get a couple more runs here.
And they're going to keep Thompson in, the reliever not quite ready yet for Bradley. Wildcats with second and third, one out, a chance to extend a 3-1 lead here. Second game of the 2026 season from Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Thompson staring down Fernandez and deals. Spiked it to the plate, ball one.
39 more wins would be at 40, huh?
That's true. Coach was talking to us pregame about the goal is 40 wins every single year. He wants that program record, which currently stands at 39. We were so close last year at 37 wins, and
count.
Thompson deals. In the air to left field. That will get the run in. Tracking back, he missed it. Horsham has the ball go over his head. Rodriguez in from third. Newton in from second. It's a 2. Don't have any wind at all here. So 3 runs.
All for him.
And Thompson will be done. Fernandez, the 2 RBI double. And that would have been just one on the sac fly, but that ball just kept going and kept going and kept going, and the wind pushed it over Horsham's head and all the way to the wall. And you could see it. I was watching it, Horsham's eyes as he was coming up on it, and then you look, there's that look of panic like, uh-oh, I've misplayed this.
Yeah. The wind is really beginning to pick up now, looking at the flag in the center field. That wind is really picked up now, blowing toward left field. And we saw it in the top of the inning with that long home run.
Yeah, final line score on Gavin Thompson. He goes 3 1/3. There's 55 pitches. Gives up 5 runs on 4 hits, all earned. Strikes out 2 and walks 2. We'll take a quick 30-second break. When we come back, we'll meet the new Bradley pitcher right here on the CatEye Radio Network. So Gavin Thompson's night is done. He will hand off to his Bradley teammate from last year, another one of the few returners for the Braves, Eli Lehrman. Lehrman, 21 appearances in the 2024 season with 3 starts. 44 and a third innings pitched, 41 runs on 56 hits, 40 earned, walked 25, struck out 39.
You know, Bradley has a really all new squad. So this is the first time, you know, the head coach, I want to say manager, but the head coach is getting an opportunity to see these guys in live action. You got so many guys from different places, you know, that come from community college. You got a couple of guys came from Michigan, but this is a whole totally different ball club than they had last season. So this is his first opportunity to see his bullpen.
Yeah, they had a couple of Division I transfers as well. Peyton Nelson, chief among them. He came from Charleston Southern, was hurt last year, didn't get a chance to play.
The coach talked about him before the game. He's a great kid. And you got a kid from Key West, a Florida kid, and you got a kid from Orlando here on the roster.
So the lefty Eli Lehrman. Those are first pitch slider, strike to Michael Lucena.
Got a little pop in this fastball.
Lucena skies one foul over the grandstand on the first base side. And the count is 0-2.
There used to be a time you can look down there and you can see the Budweiser bullpen, but now it's called Yingling
Flight
Deck. You can't even see it with the new building now. It's hidden.
Yep. I haven't been in the building yet. It's not quite done on the inside, but there will be office spaces, locker rooms, a weight room.
I almost walked in when I came today, but I saw a couple of guys with construction hats on, so I kept going.
But they got all the branding right too. 42 and 9 everywhere.
They were
the
putting
Tortugas
42
logos.
up when I got here. They were putting 42 and 9 up on the walls.
.42 obviously for Jackie Robinson, but 9 also for Jackie Robinson. If you're listening and don't know, he wore 9 in the minors with the Brooklyn Dodgers. So that's the actual number he wore when he played here at this venue.
Actually, for the Kansas City, not Kansas City, the Montreal team, Montreal Royals, who played with when they came.
Lucena fouls it away again. He's still down 0-2.
So we won't have any Sanford games this year, will we?
No, but we are playing one series at the Ormond Beach Sports Complex. That's just one weekend. I think it's against Valley.
Okay. I've never been there.
That's where I played all my youth baseball and youth soccer. It's a massive complex out in Ormond Beach, about 30 minutes north of here. That's where Seabreeze High School plays their games. Okay. Not really a Division I facility in the same way that Bethune Point really isn't. But, you know, when the schedule overlaps with the Tortugas, you don't have much of a choice. It was either here or Sanford, and we didn't really want to do the drive out to Sanford again. Ground ball off the glove of Lehrman. He scoops, throws to first, and throws the ball away into the bullpen. That'll bring Fernandez home. Lucena on to second with the error, and the Wildcats lead 6-1. That was a hot shot right off Lehrman's glove. And fresh into the game, his first fielding action of the season, he throws a...
And he didn't have to rush it.
It was a relatively clean game last night. Bradley made 2 fielding errors, the Wildcats 0. That's the first one for either team this evening.
So Sergio,
Sergio Rivera,
the hero from last night.
Yep, flew out to left his first time up, but he had that RBI single walk-off last night in game 1 to score Chris Watson.
There's a clip of him on IG at bat, and you could see him look at the pitch and turn on that pitch.
And in his post-game interview he did with Jade, right? He said he was waiting on
that fastball.
On the fastball.
He already went through the slider.
And he missed. The pitcher threw it the first time and he missed it, and the pitcher threw it again, and he knocked it down the line to win the game. He'll bunt it, push it down
Beautiful.
the first base line, really testing the pitcher, and out at first on the underhand scoop by Lehrman. And the Wildcat faithful not happy about that one. That's two first close plays at first the Wildcats have not gotten this inning. Poyeto and now Rivera.
I know these umpires are like, wow, this baseball is back, because they've had some tough calls the last 2 nights. Now Johnny's going to talk to the first base umpire about that play at first, that bang-bang play.
This is one of those that there's no way they overturned. The one that got overturned earlier was, the ball popped out of the first baseman's glove, and did he hold the ball long enough to complete the out? They said yes at first and then overturned it to no. That on a bang-bang play like this, the only umpire that really has a good look at it is that first base umpire standing right there.
So in Major League Baseball now, you can challenge, right?
You can challenge, and you can challenge in college too, just only in ballparks that have the camera system set up for that.
We'll have it later in the year.
We do not. We'll have it later in the year.
Against Jackson State, we're going to need that.
But you see it all the time at the SWAC tournament, because none of the SWAC schools really are set up with replay in mind. So you get to the tournament at either Atlanta or now Birmingham with a bunch of cameras everywhere, and you can challenge and do all those things. And a lot of players and coaches, as that fastball is upstairs. This is Eric Almonte now batting with 2 down and a runner on third. So Michael Lucena made his way to third. That's
walked, stole a base, also scored a run.
Yep. High fly ball, shallow right towards the line. Coming in is low. He had to call off Miller to make the catch to end the inning. But 4 runs come in on a hit and an error. And the Wildcats extend the lead. They are up 6-1 here over Bradley as we go to the 5th on the CatEye Radio Network. To the 5th we go here at the Jack. The Wildcats put up a 4 spot with just 1 hit in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 6-1 over the Bradley Braves, and the offense has finally shown up to the party after only getting 2 runs last night.
Well, we knew they'd get the invitation sooner or later.
Well, the invitation was already sent, just when they would show up.
But, you can always go to the party late.
Edwin Sanchez still on the mound. Will throw pitch number 70 coming up next, as Peyton Nelson leads off. This is the end of the 2nd time through the order for Bradley. The only run for the Braves, the solo home run by Anthony Martinez to lead off the last inning. The hold and the pitch from Sanchez, inside and low, 3-0. We saw Sanchez's command start to slip a little bit in that 4th inning, now up over 70 pitches.
Yeah, with the bullpen, it's not moving around down there.
There's a strike, 3 balls,
now
1
we're getting
strike.
somebody up.
I was told to expect Byron Rincones to be the first man out of the bullpen for the Wildcats tonight, but of course, the coach can change his mind at any time. There's a 5-pitch walk to Peyton Nelson, first man aboard for Bradley.
Then we're going to see the birthday boy, Joel Sanchez, come
Well,
up.
that was his birthday yesterday.
Well, you know, when you get old, you birthday a whole weekend.
A little late for the Braves, the center fielder, number 3, A.J. Garcia.
Back to the top of the order, here's A.J. Garcia. Walked his first time up, then popped out to short in the 3rd. He's got a runner on first and nobody out. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, but the sweeper is a strike. You see what I mean, why Sanchez really relies on that sweeper to set up the rest of the at-bat. He'll start with it often, especially away to lefties. And the Wildcats have, in Edwin Sanchez, with a lot of school, which is a consistent lefty starter that will go deep in games and give teams a different look. Throw down to second is in time. Got him on the leg. What a throw from Lucena, and the tag applied by Poyetto.
He actually threw that ball behind him, and he tagged him on the leg before his hand touched the base. So the coach want to challenge this one. There's no replay. So
yep. Well, the Wildcats, I think, got called out on a similar play when Martinez tried to score, right? It was the exact same throw. The throw was behind him. The fielder reached back to get him.
But isn't there a rule you can't come on the field? He has to stay behind that line, doesn't he? You can't come on the field.
I think because it was not a confrontational manner. It was just a, hey, let me know what's going on. And he was made, what, a step past the line? I don't think it's too much of a
That's Justin Dedman. He's a great coach out there at Loyola Marymount.
Up in California.
Yeah.
Getting his first chance to truly lead a program here with Bradley in his home area. That's a line drive to the left field. There's a base hit. So that caught stealing is big, because that could be a run right there that was saved.
Well, Lucena is filling in pretty good for our catcher.
Yeah.
Well, the catching position.
Yeah. So Garcia singles to left. 1 out, 1 on. The batter is Hayden Miller, who struck out of the first, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, stole second, and was stranded there. Sanchez misses outside with the curve.
Who's our backup catcher?
I do not know off the top of my head. Last year it was Jose Fernandez, but now he is the DH. I guess he could change to catcher in a pinch.
Yeah. Because we got a 52-game schedule. I know this guy's not going to catch every game.
Well,
and it gets hot on this turf. So.
Remember, last year the Wildcats really had 3 catchers in rotation. Fouled straight back by Miller. Of course, Escobar was the first one, but then you had Jorge Rodriguez start the year as the backup catcher before solidifying his spot at first base. And then, of course, you had Fernandez behind him.
Well, we got some guys on the roster who can catch.
I would expect that Fernandez will be the backup catcher if push comes to shove. We'll probably see him tomorrow behind the plate, because you don't really want Lucena catching all 3 games in the weekend, or at least that is how Coach Hernandez and his staff have operated in the past. Back to the pitcher, on to second for 1, back to first, not quite in time, but the heads-up play by Sanchez
1-4
to record the out at second. So it's a fielder's choice for Miller, and there's 2 away in the inning with 1 on. That play right there tells me that the Wildcats have really had a good preseason, because everybody knew where they were supposed to be on that play. Almonte covered the bag, Poyetto backed him up. The throw to first was there, just a little bit late.
But if you would think about it, our offense was great last year, but we had some trouble in the infield, especially at shortstop and at first base.
Again, as I said, that's where I want to see Poyetto make a big step here in this season, is with his defense, because he had some costly errors in the regional. especially in that game against Northeastern, right? Everybody remembers the home run that put Northeastern ahead, but if Poyeto doesn't make that error earlier in the inning, they're not even in that position. The Wildcats would still be batting in the bottom of the ninth in a tie game.
So coach is going to send the catcher out to talk to him. That bullpen.
Yeah, this is just a tactic to allow the bullpen to have more time and work it out. So the bullpen catcher is Jorge Estrada for the Wildcats, and I wonder if he is going to be the number 2 catcher as well. But I mean, it's a good problem to have 3 or 4 guys that can catch it in the pinch. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see all 4 of them play this season. You said schedule's 52 games.
And with the heat in Daytona Beach, and you got this artificial turf, man, it's going to be barn burner out here in the summer.
Well, yeah, I mean,
late summer, early summer.
Relish the relatively mild weather we're having right now, with the weather in the mid-60s today and overcast.
Tomorrow's going to be gusty. Yeah,
gusty and cool. But in a couple of weeks, right when we get back from the basketball tournament, is really when it starts getting warm here.
March, after bike week.
In the dirt, after the consultation on the mound, 2 balls and 1 strike. The count to Michael Quick. He had a bunt single in the first on a drag, then struck out in the third. He's got a runner on first and 2 down here in the 5th. Sanchez deals outside. He's definitely started to over-rotate on that fastball and consistently miss it outside to the left-handed batters.
Probably be his last batter here. He's up around 80, 85 pitches.
80 exactly right now. Chopped on the ground, foul outside of first. That one was close. Sanchez just, empty the tank, get out of the inning, and your day is done, and you've done a really good job right now, but you still got to get quick. The 3-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove, and that'll end the inning. On the 10th strikeout for Edwin Sanchez, he goes 5 full innings, K's 10, allows just 1 run off the solo homer, and the Wildcats of the 5th ahead 6-1 here on the CatEye Network as everybody is out of the dugout to give a hand to Edwin Sanchez. The Wildcats sent 8 to the plate in the 4-run 4th inning. The only batter that didn't bat in that inning was Andre Martinez, and he'll lead off here in the bottom of the 5th with the Wildcats up 6-1. Takes a big old swing and miss on the first offering from Eli Lerman, now in his first full inning of work after coming in and giving up 2 runs on that error. Martinez mashed a RBI double to the left field corner his first time up. Ended up scoring on a wild pitch. Then he singled on the infield to the third base side and was caught stealing in the third. So Martinez 2 for 2 right now with an RBI and a run scored. And he puts one in the air foul outside of first. If you're the Wildcats now, you get a little bit greedy on offense.
Yeah,
Want
absolutely.
to score some more runs here.
Pad those stats. Way outside.
Outside from Learman. Before Learman was at Bradley the last 2 seasons, he spent 2 years at Des Moines Area Community College. Was that one low, and he helped them to a 5th place national overall at the JUCO level. Made the JUCO World Series in 2024.
That Iowa baseball, huh?
Ground ball to short. Up past the diving glove of Nelson. And Martinez is 3 for 3.
You can almost see him, ease up on the ball on that changeup. You can almost see him take a little bit off with his arm rotation for the base hit. I'll bring up Dean Lee.
Number 1, Darryl Lee.
Well, if Martinez had a slow start to the year last night, he found a score. That was on the RBI ground out by Jeter Poyeto. Last season, Lee struck out 59 times and walked 34. I mentioned he was second on the team in strikeouts behind Jesus Venegas. But now, he's looked at 3 straight balls ahead in the count 3-0.
Here's opportunity right here with a fat pitch. Pull that thing into the gap again.
I'm not sure you're swinging here on 3-0, but we'll see.
On a fat pitch, I will go. I'll let him go.
Inside ball 4, and he takes a 4-pitch walk. And for a guy who had almost 60 strikeouts last year, that's a very disciplined plate appearance.
Yeah, you want to see him grow up this year because he has the speed, and he's back in the number 3 in the order, so we need that bat this year.
Yeah. Here's Jorge Rodriguez, flew out to deep center in the first, then was hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th as part of that 4-run Wildcat inning. First and second, nobody out, and a chance for the Wildcats to do some more damage. Breaking ball misses up and away by Lehrman. And
you can see him telegraphing that breaking ball.
Yeah.
His arm is slowing down a lot.
Coach Hernandez did say that he thought that Bradley had thrown their top 2 arms yesterday. That one spiked to the plate. Both runners will try to advance the throw to third.
Wow.
Safe.
Ooh.
Wow. I think that one might be a bit of a gimme from the last inning. Because, oh boy.
That's a makeup call.
That's a makeup. Because he was out by 2 steps.
Yeah. And we didn't see Justin come out at all to argue. So runners at second and third now.
So that'll be officially scored a wild pitch.
Nobody out.
Fouled away to the first base side over the bullpen. Wildcats with an opportunity to really break this game open here, leading 6-1. Second and third with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Did you just jump at the horn noise?
Yeah.
The cavalry is coming. Rodriguez tips another one foul.
We got to get used to the organ player and the
I
glass breaking.
I don't know.
And the roof clanging.
Listen, I am not a fan of the sound effects and music between every pitch or every other pitch. And that one's grounded towards short. It's a slow roller. That'll score a run. So it's an RBI ground out for Jorge Rodriguez. Martinez trots in from third, and the Wildcats lead 7-1.
Gonna bring up Armani.
Yep.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 14, Armani Newton.
So last night, Nelson at short was a part of 8 outs in the field.
They got his name backwards.
And tonight, as Newton watches a breaking ball strike, he is responsible for 6 outs already. So a lot of balls coming Nelson's way at short. The 1-1. Newton swinging for the moon, only can get a piece of it, and it's 1-2. We'll be back here tomorrow at noon Eastern for the final game of this 3-game set, and then back here again on Tuesday as the Wildcats take on their first midweek opponent, the FIU Panthers. There's a strike 3 looking to Armani Newton, backdoor slider. And it's the first strikeout for Lehrman on the season. Now there's 2 away.
Number 2, Jeter Poyeto.
There Aaliyah waits on second. There's Jeter Poyeto, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI. Had a fly out to right in the second, then an RBI ground out to short in the fourth. Lefty to righty, Lehrman deals. That one is driven to left field. Back, track, wall. Adios, amigos. The first home run of 2026 for Bethune-Cookman belongs to Jeter Poyeto as he sends that one out over the batting cages, and it is 9-1.
That thing up in the jet stream and where the wind is blowing toward left field, he hit it the same place that the guy from Bradley hit it, over the batting cages in left field.
That was an almost identical home run.
Sky high, too.
What if you had me place a bet on who the first home run hitter for the Wildcats of the season would be?
Now what they're going to...
I would not have said Jeter Poyeto.
So Justin comes out and talks to the umpires about something. What's this conversation about?
I have no idea.
Nobody missed the base, did they?
Or maybe interference somewhere. That's the only thing I can think of that they would be arguing.
No, he would have called it.
But so a home run for Poyeto deep into the Daytona night to left field.
Did he swing the bat?
There's not a rule about that in college, is there?
I don't know what this could be. But he's trying everything. He's been in the umpire ear every inning.
Well, Bradley now down 9-1 after they had made it 2-1.
Long conversation here, and the pitcher's getting cold. You got
Fernandez is getting ready.
Yep.
Now they're going to go over and talk to Coach Hernandez about what's going on. Well, that just took the flow completely out of the game.
I have no idea what this is all about. Maybe something was said. Maybe he taunted the dugout. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
so.
wasn't watching. I was watching the ball fly. Coach Hernandez is going to go over and talk to assistant coach Derek Cartaya. He's the hitting coach. Cartaya looks upset. I remember one time last year, Coach Hernandez got tossed arguing a call, and Coach Cartaya had to come out and be the head coach the rest of the game. I have no idea what is possibly being discussed here. So, according to our official stats here, it is a conduct thing. On the bat flip that Poyeto did after he hit the home run. Because the bat went flying towards the Bradley dugout. So.
That's the only thing it could have been because we wasn't watching the bat. We was watching that
We was
ball.
watching that ball
now the pitcher,
leave to the parking lot.
All right, let's see what happens here. Nothing. Only a warning, probably.
Yeah. It would have been very harsh to eject someone on that. First home run of the year.
But Justin's trying everything in the rule book since he's been here. He's been at the umpires every inning.
Here's Jose Fernandez. First pitch strike. Nice frame job by Schumacher on the outside corner. Fernandez singled on the infield to the shortstop in the second, but was eventually called out on a batter's interference, part of a double play. Then in the fourth inning, he drove in the last 2 runs. He brought in Armani Newton with a double over the left fielder's head as Horsham charged in and misplayed it. And then he ended up scoring on the error by Lehrman. The first thing that Lehrman did when he came in the game was threw the ball away on a routine play to first base.
I think he just iced his pitcher, too. So
yeah.
Pitcher just 3 balls.
Lehrman gets Fernandez to pop this one up. That'll hit the roof. Cue roof. That sounded like it landed right on top of where we are.
It did.
9-1 Bethune-Cookman. 9 runs on 6 hits. And here's my favorite stat of the night, Daryl. Only 1 left on base.
I love those low lobs.
Breaking ball misses outside. And the count goes full 3-2 on Fernandez. Nobody warming up in the Bradley bullpen. This is Lehrman's game to continue throwing, and we are expecting a new Wildcat pitcher in the 6th. There's a swing and a miss at a fastball upstairs. Fernandez goes down, but 3 more runs come across. Jeter Poyeto blasts the first Wildcat home run of the year. Martinez, Lee, and Poyeto come across, and it's 9-1 Bethune-Cookman as we go to the 6th here on the CatEye Radio Network. New pitcher for Bethune-Cookman as we go to the 6th. The Wildcats up 9-1 against the Bradley Braves. And the new pitcher for the Wildcats is the sophomore, Isaiah Ducassi. Made 6 appearances last year with an ERA of 13.97, but really got better in his last couple of appearances. I remember he got the spot start in the final midweeker of the season against Stetson. 3 innings, allowed no runs on 2 hits, struck out 3, and that really kind of opened my eyes to the potential that this young man has. And according to Coach Hernandez and Coach Sanchez, he's one of the pitchers that has taken the biggest leap in the offseason.
He's a good young arm. Has opportunity here to get some more experience early in the season. We're gonna need his arm down the stretch.
Former Osceola and Tohobeca Liga High School district champion Isaiah Ducasi. Here's Anthony Martinez. The last time he was up, he mashed a home run over the left field wall to, at that time, make the game 2-1 Bethune-Cookman. The Wildcats have scored 7 straight runs in the last 2 innings. First pitch, fastball, strike at the knees. Ducasi is a completely different beast than Edwin Sanchez, where Sanchez relies more on the breaking stuff, kind of a swing and miss type guy. Ducasi is more fastball orientated as he hits the corner with that one, and it's 0-2.
He's ahead quickly in the count. Back-to-back fastballs. Look for a waste pitch here.
The pitch to Martinez. Breaking ball in the dirt, you were right. Trying to get Martinez to chase, he lays off of it. But Ducasi really only kind of a 2-pitch guy, the fastball and the curve.
Curveball again for the strikeout.
You called it. He landed that one right in the middle of the zone and buckled Martinez for a strikeout. Hello, Daryl Stradamus. Welcome back.
It's been a while, but I'm back.
You had a couple of those during football season, too.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember rightly, on Southern when we stopped the guy on 4-1 to really ice the game? You called that before it happened, too. Here's Landon Lowe, scorer of the only run last night for Bradley in the 9th inning. Tonight, he has struck out in the 2nd and flied out to center, both against Edwin Sanchez, the starter. Ducasi, he fires a fastball. I'll tell you what.
He's working fast.
He's working fast, and his command looks a ton better than it did last year. He was very wild last season. Not in that negative strikeout to walk ratio, which we always like to say is an indicator of a good pitcher at this level. Oh, my goodness. 12-6 curve, fell into the Grand Canyon, and Lowe had no chance. There's 2 away.
He has great rhythm right now. I like to see him pitch a couple of innings and get some confidence here.
Yeah. Where Ducasi really struggled last year was offering up the easy stuff. He gave up 15 runs on 15 hits in 9 2/3 innings pitched for an ERA of 13.97. So he didn't really have the kind of swing and miss stuff that he's showing right now. For a quick inning here against Holubowski. That one caught the outside corner as well. A lot more pop on it than Sanchez's does, and it's given the Braves hitters a different look.
Go for the strikeout here. Don't waste this one.
Ducasi winds and fires. Now,
wasted it.
yeah, well, now he's kind of getting predictable. He's gone fastball, curve the last 2 hitters. And watching that from the dugout, Holubowski says, oh, I'm not falling for it this time. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to the curve. He does, and it misses low.
That thing broke a foot.
I do not remember him having that much run on the breaking ball last year.
These guys have had a whole, 6 months, man, to work on some new stuff.
Longer than that. I haven't seen the field in a competitive sense since last May.
Got him.
Fastball at the knees, strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts, 2 of them looking on 8 pitches for Isaiah Ducasi. My goodness.
How do you bottle that right there and continue to do it, huh?
That was unbelievable. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves. We go to the bottom of the 6th, the 9-1 Wildcats here on the CatEye Radio Network. To the bottom of the 6th we go after a flashy performance from Isaiah Ducassi in the top of the inning. It'll be Michael Lucena to lead things off against Eli Lehrman. Fastball upstairs. I did kind of oversell it a little bit. I said 8 pitches in the inning. There were actually 12 pitches in the inning. That's still pretty darn good.
Pretty good. Pretty good outing for the first time of the year.
And Lehrman, conversely, is all over the place.
This is my first time seeing the visitors hanging on the fence in the dugout. They extended that dugout.
They did, yeah, and it's a lot wider inside and longer, too, than it was in years past. The home dugout is the same. It's been extended. 3-0 to Lucena. Let's go around the SWAC and talk about some of the scores from earlier today. Lindenwood, who split with Arkansas Pine Bluff yesterday, took a 3-0 decision as there's a 4-pitch walk to Lucena.
They must have a good ball club. They beating UAPB like that.
Yeah, well, it was 3-0, and then there was supposed to be a doubleheader, but I don't have the final score for the second one.
Here's last night's hero, Sergio Rivera.
Sergio Rivera hasn't had a great game tonight. Flew out to left and then almost beat out a bunt single in the 4th. Ended up being called out by a bang-bang play. So I don't have a final score yet because it's not gone final. The second game of that doubleheader, Pine Bluff and Lindenwood, is 1-0 Lindenwood. But Pine Bluff has the bases loaded in the 9th with 1 out. So a potential to split a 4-game series between Pine Bluff and Lindenwood, as they've played 2 doubleheaders.
Would you send a runner here with an 8-run lead?
No, I wouldn't. Especially not with Lehrman having trouble finding the strike zone. So we'll keep, it's in a rain delay. That's why they haven't finished the game.
Oh, okay.
It's a rain delay in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and that might be the end for Lehrman, as there is some serious work going on in the Bradley bullpen. Other SWAC results from today. Stephen F. Austin beat Mississippi Valley State 14-5. Texas Southern beat Grambling State 9-8. There's a whole HBCU classic in Pearl, Mississippi going on. So a lot of SWAC schools are playing each other. Florida A&M and Eastern Illinois are doing battle. EIU wins 2-0 to go along with the win that they had yesterday. So EIU is up 2-0 in that series over FAM.
Now let me ask you this question. Is there a number of mound visits you can get in college? I
think you get 3 before you have to pull them.
Because umpire just said no more mound
visits. So that might be the end. That might be, but it's 3 altogether. It's the catcher or the coach. Okay. You can stop the game 3 times. Also out at that HBCU Invitational, Grambling beat Alcorn 11-1. After Southern beat Miami, Ohio yesterday, Miami, Ohio strikes back with a 10-3 win in Baton Rouge to even that series. I was shocked by the 11-1 win for Southern on day 1.
Southern had those bats going. Southern can really hit the baseball. They put up a lot of runs last season.
Yeah.
It's their pitching.
No Cardell Thibodeau to worry about this year.
Thibodeau, that kid went to Major League.
He's in the minors, right? Going to be this year.
Thibodeau can hit that baseball, boy.
So 2 straight walks to start the inning for Bethune-Cookman. Lucena on second, Rivera on first, and now Eric Almonte will bat.
Is he a switch hitter?
And he watches it low. He is. The first 3 plate appearances from the left-hand side. Now with the lefty on the mound, he's going to move over to the right-hand side. And that's a neat little wrinkle. You have a switch hitter in your leadoff spot.
In the leadoff spot, yeah.
Wildcats trying to extend this 9-1 advantage here in the bottom of the 6th. And it has been all struggle for Eli Lehrman in this inning. 2 straight walks, and he's behind 2-0 to a third batter. Keeping up with the stats from around the SWAC. Alabama A&M and Jackson State are playing at the HBCU Invitational in Mississippi. I will pull up that score for you momentarily, as that was a strike to Almonte. Lehrman comes on with it. Ground ball foul.
Ooh.
Look out, Coach Hernandez. He wore that one.
Did he catch it?
No, it hit. Whoa, it looked like he might
He
have
did.
caught that.
Everybody,
Wow.
everybody giving him a hand.
Coach Hernandez gets a standing ovation as he catches a foul ball that was
A
ripped
line
off.
drive in the belly.
Wow. That'll be a bruise tomorrow.
Let's see if Jake can outdo that one.
My goodness. And then Eastern Kentucky and Alabama State also going at it tonight. That game has not started yet. It is an 8 p.m. Central start time out at Alabama State. Ground ball to third, foul again. Coach Hernandez
He's
not
getting
moving.
out of the way. He's getting
No,
out of the
he
way
didn't
now.
move. He was like, let it hit me again. I dare you. He wore a couple last year, because last year was his first year actually coaching at third base, with the departure of Coach Carballo out to Missouri, where he still is. Coach Hernandez, instead of putting somebody else out there, he says, I'll do it myself. Fly ball, center field, not deep. Garcia
You can tag on
makes the catch. Both runners will tag. The throw will be to nowhere. It's cut off to keep Rivera at first. Lucena goes to third, so runners on the corners now with one down. Almonte now 0 for 3 with a walk. But he's hit the ball hard every time. Lined out in the third, and flyouts in the fourth and sixth. And now, with runners on the corners and one out, here's Andre Martinez, who's 3 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs scored.
Opportunity here for another RBI with a guy on third.
Yep.
And you might want to send that runner down to second base.
The team leader in ribbies a season ago with 64.
Curveball.
Outside, ball 1. I would not be surprised if we see the double seal here. It is one of the Coach Hernandez hallmarks. Runners on the corners with less than 2 outs. That man on first is going the majority of the time to try and induce some chaos in the infield. Bradley knows, so they're going to keep checking over there at first to make sure Rivera stays right where he is.
Rivera has good speed.
He was the team leader in steals last season.
Yeah.
He was only unsuccessful at stealing twice all season.
And if he can force a throw, get that run at third in.
Martinez watches a fastball outside 2-0. And you got to be really careful now if you pick off the first, because if you throw the ball away, that's a run with Lucena standing 90 feet away. 9-1 Wildcats here in the sixth. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Martinez takes a strike on the outside, and it's 2-1. Wildcats, if they put up 2 in this inning and then hold in the bottom of the 7th, will send us home early here. But you got to play 7 innings, so Bradley will bat again no matter what the score is. Martinez fouls it straight back. You see the one kid out of Baylor who had 3 grand slams in one game yesterday? 12 RBI on 3 grand slams, including a walk-off, quote-unquote, to run rule. Baylor won 15 to something, 15-3, I think, as there's a walk to Martinez and the bases are loaded up for Darrell Lee. What a night for Martinez. Double, single walk, 2 runs scored and an RBI. Now Darrell Lee has a chance to really make this a big blowout with the bases juiced and 1 out. Are you surprised that Bradley's let Lerman kind of ride?
Yeah, I am, because they came out to the mound, you know, use up their last visit.
Lee swinging for the fences, taps it foul. The other thing, right, is you still got a game to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
So maybe you're keeping something in reserve for tomorrow's game, understanding that this is
Especially
9-1.
with a 9-1 lead. Yeah.
Lee, pop up, foul territory, third base side. Long run for Hulabowski. He can't make the catch.
And the whole bullpen.
The whole bullpen is scrambling to try and get out of his way. That was funny. Well, because they got nowhere to retreat to anymore because there's so much, there's all that construction out there. They can't go to the other side of the fence because there's nowhere to go.
I just got a text from Kelvin Maynard saying his mom's down living with him. It's Maybell College, and he's had to put her TV on YouTube so she can watch the ball game. She's going to watch all the ball games. She's now living with him.
Well, we appreciate both of them tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
Lee, line drive left field. That'll get one in, maybe two. Scoring from third is Lucena. Rivera coming in as well. 2 RBI single for Darrell Lee. And the Wildcats are in run rule territory. It's 11-1.
Exit.
Excellent AB by Lee. He started out swinging for the fences. Then he cooled it down and ended up just taking the 2 RBI single to left center.
Here comes Justin back out again. That's going to be all.
That'll be the end for Eli Lehrman. The Wildcats will also start emptying the benches. Jorge Rodriguez is done for tonight. He'll be replaced by Reynaldo Plasencia from last year, another one of the returning Wildcats.
Good plate appearance for D. Lee now. You know, we talked about his bat and how much we want to see him improve this year, batting in the number 3 order. And he's picked up some RBIs here tonight with that base hit, hitting in the number 3 spot.
Yep, Darrell Lee, 2 for 3 with a walk, an RBI, 2 RBI and 2 runs scored.
You know, I'd be kidding with D. Lee. If you Google a former Atlanta Brave by the name of Ralph Garr, he looks identical. D. Lee looks identical to him. They got the same mannerisms, the same neck, the same look, the same bat and everything. Ralph Garr used to be called the Road Runner. Played for the Atlanta Braves back in the early 70s with Hank Aaron and that team.
New pitcher for Bradley is the right-hander out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. He's a senior transfer from Missouri Western, Lou Levy. And he will try and stop the bleeding for the Bradley Braves here on Saturday night, as it's now 11-1 Bethune-Cookman.
You know, I heard last night you were talking about their road trip that they have. Even though they're not on a constant road trip, they're going back and forth to Peoria.
Yep.
But they're going to Vegas and a couple other places, huh?
The upcoming schedule for the Braves looks like this. They'll play Indiana in Bloomington on Tuesday. Then next weekend they're going to Las Vegas, 3 games against UNLV. Then on the road to Tennessee to play UT Martin for a 3-game series. Then SIU Edwardsville on the road. Then St. Louis on the road. Then Lindenwood on the road. East Tennessee State on the road and then they start conference play with Indiana State on the road before finally coming home on March 27th is their home opener against Murray State. And of course it has to be the reigning College World Series member, Murray State, who's picked to win the Missouri Valley Conference going away with Southern Illinois, UIC, Illinois State, and Indiana State, the rest of the top 5 preseason in the Valley. Levy's first 2 college seasons were at Indian Hills Community College and then Missouri Western last year. All MIAA first team at Missouri Western. That's Division II Missouri Western, MIAA, and then
DJ got a little carried away that time.
NCJAA, Indian Hills Community College. So now here's Ray Plasencia batting in the 4 spot in place of Jorge Rodriguez. Rodriguez's night is done. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and an RBI. Last year, Ray Plasencia batted .292 in 72 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Fastball, or sorry, breaking ball on the outside for a strike. He scored 25 runs on 21 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, and 8 RBI. Struck out 25 times, walked 11 with an OBP of 452. That one got away from Levy.
Great Valentine's Day here.
Yep. If you're a Wildcat fan, you've enjoyed watching tonight.
A lot of love. Love winning. Outside.
You know, I always find it interesting who decides on a holiday weekend to spend some time with us. I'm very appreciative of everybody who decides to do so.
Especially the Mainers. Got him.
That's
Get him on the back.
Ball
That's the second
4.
time, right?
So this inning started with Lehrman. Walk, fly out, walk, 2 RBI single. Then Lehrman gets replaced by Levy and then a walk.
Rodriguez going to pinch hit.
So
Armani Newton's night is done. He goes 0 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and 0 for 2, a walk, a run scored, and 2 strikeouts. Pinch hitting in the 5 spot is Mikey Rodriguez.
Bases are juiced.
Rodriguez, like Plasencia, one of the first choices off the bench last year. Batted .269, and he got hit, and that's going to be an RBI. So the wheels keep turning. Martinez scores from third. Lee goes to third. Plasencia to second. And Rodriguez to first with an RBI hit by pitch.
Your attention, please.
Number 9.
For the Wildcats, number 9, J.C. Chicano.
And here is a newcomer, J.C. Chicano. Pinch hitting in the 6th spot for Jeter Poyeto, whose night is done with a 1 for 3 night. Of course, the big one being the 2-run homer in the 5th for Poyeto, and now here's Chicano.
If you're Bradley, you know, you scored 1 run last night and 1 run tonight, so your bats have yet to make it to Florida.
Chicano, big cut and miss. J.C. Chicano, redshirt freshman out of Miami. Was with this Wildcats team last year, has a ring, but redshirted and did not play. And so this is his first collegiate at bat, and he strikes out. Well, correction, that's the 2nd strike. He looked very dejected as he was walking away right there. He's down 1-2. Looking for his first college hit, first college RBI with the bases still loaded. That one gets away. Coming in from third and scoring is Darrell Lee, and it is 13-1. So Lee now has scored 3 times tonight, as well as grabbing 2 RBI. And the Wildcats have plated 4 in this one. They've scored 10 runs in the last 3 innings. to really blow this game wide open. Oh my goodness.
He hit him?
Chicano wore one in the back. And that's the second hit by pitch by Levy, and he's going to get a warning from the umpire. So that'll load the bases up again. Currently we have Ray Plasencia on third, Michael Rodriguez on second, and now the second straight hit by pitch by Levy puts Chicano on.
Those the bases back up for Fernandez, right?
Well, it's got to be another pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter. So,
Ruben Zuwani,
Zuwani,
the freshman from Coral Springs. His parents are sitting right down in front of us, and they've got the phone out, recording the first collegiate at bat for Ruben Zuwani.
That's awesome.
At a Coral Springs High School.
His parents sitting closer to him than we are.
His brother is also a college baseball player, Zuwani, so he's the second Zuwani to play college ball. Oh my goodness, that fastball almost got away from Schumacher as he fights to prevent that one from going to the backstop. So we have a first collegiate at bat for Chicano and now a first collegiate at bat for Ruben Zuwani. Zuwani cut on a miss, and there's strike one.
Trying to hit that jet stream.
You saw what Gita Poyeto did earlier, and I can do that too. Bases loaded. Just one out in the inning. The Wildcats, a batter from batting around, which they will do unless there's a double play here.
Lay it off the fastball that time.
Levy has come in and been wild. Walk, hit by pitch since
3-1.
Levy has come in, and now he's behind 3-1 to Zuwani and is in danger of walking in another run.
Nobody in the bullpen warming.
And there's ball four. Four straight free passes given up by Levy since he's come in the ballgame. Plasencia scores from third. Rodriguez goes to third.
And you get an RBI in your first at bat.
Yep. Chicano to second and Zuwani on to first.
Number 22, Jacob Estrada.
And another newcomer, Jacob Estrada, gets his first look in maroon and gold as the Wildcats have now batted around, as this was originally Michael Lucena's spot. He led off the inning with a walk, as now we have the 10th batter of the inning, and the meeting on the mound. As I'm guessing the message right now is, listen, you got to throw strikes. We got to finish. We got to get out of here, because you can't officially be run ruled unless you've played the 7th inning.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So Bradley has to bat one more time before the run rule is official. Right now it is 14-1 Wildcats. Wildcats with 5 in the inning, still just with 1 out, and they have emptied the
Cats have scored
dugout.
They scored 4 in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, and 5 in the 6th. 2 in the 1st.
First pitch, a fastball strike right down Broadway to Jacob Estrada. He's been doing the bullpen catching for the Wildcats these last 2 days. Breaking ball strike outside batter's box. Yeah, that outside strike zone has just got real wide.
It got really wide now. Umpire's trying to get out of here.
Estrada, the freshman from Fort Myers out of Bonita High School, fights one off on the hands, and it is 2-2.
Umpire trying to get to the ocean deck to get them a meal.
Don't talk about food. I haven't eaten anything since about 9 a.m. this morning. I've been on the go all day. Did 2 softball games out at Stetson this afternoon, then raced down here for this game. It's the busiest time of year, right?
Yeah.
Crossover season.
Got to make that money, man.
Basketball, baseball, softball, all in action.
And you got that traffic on I-4 and traffic on 92.
Yep. With all the traffic in town for the races. Daytona 500 tomorrow.
I hate I'm going to miss that.
Well, I mean, if we get done here, lickety split starting at noon, you can get home for a 2 p.m. green flag, hopefully.
Nah. Nah.
The 2-2. Outside 3-2.
Matter of fact, tomorrow I got to give a message at the church, so I'll probably be in there till 12:30. I'll try to get out here late, depending on what the weather's like.
Well, tomorrow it's supposed to be overcast and really windy with rain arriving late in the day. That's why the start time for tomorrow's game got moved up to noon. Originally was scheduled for 1. Off the end of the bat, as Estrada continues to fight.
Still 1 out, huh?
Still just 1 out. Played 4 years of varsity ball at Bonita Springs High School, did Jacob Estrada.
Did he play JUCO?
No, he's a true freshman. This is his first collegiate at bat.
You know, Johnny really doesn't go for the true freshman. He goes for the JUCO kids.
No, well, he brings in a couple of years, and mostly they'll redshirt and sit. But we've had true freshmen the last 2 up, Ruben Zawani and now Jacob Estrada, with the Wildcats up 14-1. And Levy deals, towering pop-up on the infield. That's going to fade to shallow center, caught by Garcia. And the Wildcats will hold Michael Rodriguez at third as the throw comes in. So that's the second out of the inning.
Let's see who's batting now. Number 19.
It is Sergio. You've got to keep Sergio in the game.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 19, Sergio Rivera.
So Sergio Rivera may be the only Wildcat to keep his place in the starting lineup when they take the field in the 7th.
He has a walk, sacrifice, a ground out, and a fly out. He's really has 1 at bat registered.
Yeah, because the sacrifice was on the first pitch he saw. Then the walk, that one it was earlier in this inning, by the way, because this is the Wildcats.
Right. They're batting around.
This is the 11th hitter of the inning for the Bethune-Cookman. He's walked and scored already in this inning. Feels like it's been about an hour in this inning alone. There's a breaking ball strike inside. Wonder what Isaiah Ducassi must be thinking about right now. He came in and got 3 straight strikeouts on 12 pitches, and now he's been sitting for over an hour.
I hope he's still awake over there. A little hot coffee, keep him up.
Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in, and there's 2 strikes on Rivera.
And Ducassi came in throwing strikes. Hopefully he can come back out and throw some more strikes.
Well, that is if the Wildcats don't go to the bullpen, which they might. There is 1 or 2 more guys still warming up out there.
You only got 3 outs to go anyway.
Yeah. So I would throw Ducassi back out there. Or Ducassi's only throwing 12 pitches. Perhaps save him for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right.
And throw someone else, maybe further down the rotation. Chance to get out of the inning for Levy. He spiked it to the plate. And the count runs full 3-2.
They're running a chance of scoring 4 in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, and 6 in the 6th.
That'd be kind of poetic, wouldn't it?
Let's see if it happens here. Base hit.
Whoa.
Ball 4.
Up and in. Well, that'll be the 6th run of the inning. Sergio Rivera walks for the 2nd time in the inning. And we're back to the quote-unquote top of the order, but I'm sure Almonte will not bat.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 29,
It will be Almonte. I think Coach Hernandez wants to get him more reps because he's struggled to start the year offensively. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a walk and a run scored. And the switch hitter will go back to the left-hand side, now with a
He
right-handed
batted
pitcher.
right-handed and then batted left in the same inning.
In the same inning, you're right. Because he batted left-handed
Wow, now
against
how many times have you seen that?
He batted lefty against Lehrman. He was the first out of the inning. He flew out to center. But this inning, walk, fly out, walk, 2 RBI single, walk, hit by pitch, walk, fly out, walk.
Wonder what arms we're going to see tomorrow.
8 free passes in this inning. And this is the 12th batter of it. 8 of 12 batters have been either walk or hit by pitch in this inning for the Wildcats. Big cut and miss for Almonte. And there's 2 strikes. Well, the great thing about baseball is the next day there's another game. That's high and outside, 2-2. And none of this matters.
Nope.
Come about noon tomorrow.
Sure what? No, it doesn't. Actually, in about an hour, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Levy trying to get out of the inning. The 2-2 to Almonte. He watches strike 3 down the middle, and the inning is over. The Wildcats get 6 in the frame on just 1 hit and 8 free passes. As we go to the bottom of the we go to the top of the 7th, excuse me. The Wildcats lead it 15-1 over the Bradley Braves here on the CatEye Radio Network. New pitcher for Bethune-Cookman as we go to the 7th. The Wildcats 3 outs away from ending this one in a run rule. They lead 15-1 after scoring 13 runs in the last 3 innings. Frank Perez will be the pitcher. He'll get his first Wildcat appearance. He was on the team last year, did not play, redshirted. Spent his first 2 college seasons at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Of course, that was the old Arkansas Pine Bluff coaching staff. His first pitch is low, ball 1.
Behind the plate, too.
Yep. There's a bunch of defensive changes for the Wildcats. I'll try and catch you up on those in a second because Bradley is making changes as well. This is Angelo Ailman at the plate. And he pops it up behind the plate. Andre Martinez. Uh-oh. Can't make the play and went down. I thought grabbing his hamstring.
Like he was grabbing his hamstring.
But he pops right back up. Oh, boy. That was scary.
He called the catcher off. The catcher like he had it.
Yeah, well, the wind was playing havoc with it because it pushed it from right above home plate to almost to the dugout.
He did hurt his leg, though. He hurt his hamstring.
You had Harbor String Abreu last night get pulled in the middle of his start with a groin issue. You don't want your top player to have a bit of a nagging injury here at the first series of the season. And again, this is Angelo Ailman, the senior from Los Angeles, transfer from UL Monroe. There's a strike. Frank Perez, the big lefty senior, 6 foot tall, 220, will wind and fire. Low and inside, ball 3, and the count runs full. As a sophomore in 2023 at Arkansas Pine Bluff, made 12 appearances with 2 starts, 11.22 his ERA. Of course, did not appear last year for Bethune-Cookman as a transfer. Swing and a miss. Oh!
We didn't play Arkansas Pine Bluff
when he was there,
yeah.
no, because that was back when we had the group play. We didn't play the West. The West didn't play the East. Of course, that changed starting last year. First BCU strikeout for Perez as Ailman goes down swinging. Now it'll be Cal Lighton who takes a belt high strike.
Put a little extra on the fastball that time.
Lighton from Chesterfield, Missouri. He's a freshman from Westminster Christian Academy, getting his first collegiate at-bat as he swings and misses at a Perez fastball.
He throws what you call a heavy pitch. His ball is sinking.
It's got late, even on the
Late
fastball,
break.
it's got late run on it, yeah. But what does it say when you have back end of the bullpen guys like Perez? That's not a slight on Perez. It's just where he currently sits in the order with the pitching talent we have. That have stuff like that moves late, that is tough to hit. Means you got a really good bullpen. And last year, the weakness of this team was the bullpen.
So Johnny went and fixed a flat tire.
You know,
Got a couple of new treads, like strike 3.
punched him out on the outside corner, and partially, I think that's because the umpire wants to go home here.
Yeah.
So 2 straight strikeouts for Perez. And now this will be another pinch hitter for Bradley. Colin McCormick, who pitched last night.
That's the left hand? No, that's not the left.
The guy that closed the game
Oh,
out for them.
closed the guy.
That took the loss.
Okay. We'll give up the hit to Sergio.
Yep. Although I'm going to double check that because there was some, as he puts that one in the air to left field, going over and making the catch is Darrell Lee. I'm not going to get a chance to talk about it because this one belongs to the maroon and gold. And maybe not. The inning is over, but the umpires don't seem to think that the game is over, even though it's a 10-run deficit after 7.
That's it.
That should be it.
Here comes Bradley.
Yeah.
The 7th inning stretch. On your feet, let's sing. Take
And
me out to the ball game.
now Bradley's going to come on the field. That should be the end of the game. My goodness. Well, we'll be back here on the CatEye Radio Network after the 7th inning stretch. While we play on, we were told during the break that the 10 run after 7 is a conference rule. This is a non-conference game. So we will play on despite the score being 15-1 Bethune-Cookman here in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for Bradley and new batter for the Wildcats.
Now that rule hasn't been applied all over the country because there's been some run rules this weekend.
Yeah. The batter for the Wildcats is Caleb Scott. Swings and misses. The pitcher for Bradley is Mason Lee, the freshman from St. Louis. First team all-conference all 4 years at Pattonville High School for Mason Lee. Caleb Scott is a junior. Comes to us via Wallace-Dothan Community College.
Alabama.
Yep. There's a strike on the inside corner. And the last time we got a community college transfer out of Alabama, it worked out pretty well. His name ended up being Darrell Lee.
He was from Dalton too, right?
No, he's from coastal Alabama.
I see his grandparents. That got to be his grandparents.
Oh, over down there to the left, yeah.
Might be his parents. Well, they look a little bit older than me. Kid that D. Lee age.
Pitch to Scott. Inside and low, ball 4. And the walk train continues for Bethune-Cookman as Scott leads off with a walk.
Here comes the guy that had the winning run last night, Chris Watson.
Yep, he was a pinch runner at second base. He will be the 7th substitution.
First kid I met when I walked in the stadium this afternoon. Walked up to me and shook my hand. He has good size, too. He's about 6'3", 6'4". Pretty good size. He's at least 6'3".
Chris Watson listed at 6'4", 210 out of Ridgeland, Mississippi. Transfer 2 seasons ago from Meridian Community College. Has been a pinch runner, late game substitution type player for the last 2 years for the Wildcats. Getting a chance to bat in this game. Backdoor slider for a strike from Mason Lee.
So the Wildcat fans at home getting the opportunity to see the roster.
Yeah.
Full roster here this evening.
Yeah, a lot of the newcomers getting a chance to at bat and play the field here for the Wildcats. There's another fastball down and away. If you're the Wildcats, I mean, you got to swing away because you know the strike zone is a balloon now. At 15-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Wildcats have scored those 15 runs on just 8 hits. The walk has done a lot of damage, especially in the last 2 innings for Bradley.
Bradley has 1 run on 3 hits and an error.
Yep, and their 1 run was a solo homer.
Spiked it.
Yep, bouncer to the plate, throw down to second. That's going to be not in time. As sliding in with a stolen base is Caleb Scott.
So they have 1 run last night and a run tonight.
Yeah. That just tells me the Wildcat pitching is ready for the season. Because last night we saw some really brilliant stuff, not only from Harborstring Abreu, but also from Andres Barroso, who was unbelievable.
Yeah, Andres was fantastic.
And Pablo Torres did give up the 1 run on the wild pitch, but closed it out.
But he acted like a
valiantly.
veteran on the mound. That's what I like. Didn't get rattled.
Talking to Johnny before the game, right? The decision to throw Pablo in that game was seniority based, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a really good closer in the can with the WBC participant Justin Morales, as there's another walk. Chris Watson takes first base.
So we saved Justin last night and tonight, huh?
Yep.
For the Wildcats, number 11, Ray Placencia.
And so now we're going to see second ABs for some of these substitutes that I didn't think they were going to get. 'Cause I thought the game was going to be over after the top of the 7th. Well, I'm glad you came along tonight, Daryl, because
Oh, thank you.
this would have been a tough solo call.
Yeah, when I came home yesterday, I thought you were solo for a minute there. That's why I texted you. I said, oh, okay. Miss Jade did an excellent job last night.
And you texted me, and I was like, oh, did I mute her accidentally and nobody can hear Jade? But no, it was all right.
Well, you were rambling for a little while. I said, oh, he's by himself.
It's my job to ramble. That's what they pay me for. Placencia walked and scored in his first plate appearance in the 6th after coming in place of Jorge Rodriguez. And he is well ahead of the count already, 2-0.
Mike Rodriguez on deck.
The Wildcats have walked 11 times and have been hit by 2 pitches. So 13 free passes for Bethune-Cookman. They have more free passes than hits. And that's ball 4, and that's walk number 12 for the Wildcats.
Loads them up. But what, nobody out?
Nobody out. Nobody out.
Okay, here's Rodriguez's opportunity right here. Let's see him swing
I don't
bat.
think you were here at the Jack, but do you remember the game early on last year? It was against Maryland Eastern Shore.
Now batting,
I missed that whole series.
The final score of that game was 30-5.
I remember. I wasn't here that game. I remember that game. You guys were talking about it.
And that was another game that reminds me of this, although the score is not nearly like that. But that was another game where the Wildcats could have won the game with not swinging the bat at all. They had so many walks.
We're going to get a good MEAC team coming in here, Delaware State, soon.
And I like the fact that we're playing one MEAC series every year. Kind of keeps the connections fresh.
But Delaware State was a juggernaut in the MEAC for a few years until Merville Melendez came and won 15 in a row.
Yeah. Well, the MEAC doesn't actually sponsor baseball anymore.
They don't.
They don't have enough teams. The 4 teams that were left over that continue to sponsor baseball moved to the NEC. Swing and a miss from Mikey Rodriguez.
He got
Those 2
hand
strikes
stroked on that fastball. Yeah, the MEAC, I think Maryland Eastern Shores, Delaware State,
Norfolk State,
and
Morgan. Is it Morgan? There's one more that I'm forgetting.
I don't remember. Might be North Carolina Central.
No, it's not NC Central. I think it's one of the Baltimore teams. Morgan or
Because South Carolina State never had one.
I'll look it up.
Howard never had one.
This is one of those
Let's
games
do
where
it.
I
Yeah, we got time.
can look it up.
We got time. Unless somebody's listening, going to text us and tell us the answer.
Somehow I doubt that, unless they've
checked out.
they're probably arguing in the YouTube.
What teams in the MEAC playing baseball?
I was
Somebody
going to say, they're probably arguing about it in the chat right now. Inside to Rodriguez, and he stays alive. So it's Norfolk State, Maryland Eastern Shore, Delaware State, and Coppin. So I was right. It was one of the Baltimore schools. It was Coppin and not Morgan State.
Because Coppin doesn't play football.
But they do play baseball. And there's a
and
walk.
Basketball. There's a walk.
4 straight walk, another run in. So Scott scores from third. Watson goes to third.
Now batting,
Placencia to second.
Chicano going to step in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Cats up 16-1.
And Rodriguez on to first with a walk. And he swings away first pitch and knocks it back to the screen.
Can't believe nobody texted me with that answer. Nobody's listening now, I guess.
Oh, well. It's Valentine's Day.
I forgot. Everybody's out stuffing their face with candy and flowers. And that was a swing and a miss.
Yeah. Well, I credit Chicano. He's not shy up there. He's come to swing the bat.
He does that long walk across the plate back behind the umpire.
El Chicano, again, this is his first college game. Redshirt freshman, sat all of last year. Bases juice, nobody out after 4 straight walks. That one's way upstairs. When Lee first trotted out to the mound, I thought he was wearing number 42. He's actually wearing 43, but I was about to make the Jackie Robinson reference. Didn't get a chance. Outside.
I don't think nobody's wearing 42 out there.
I can tell you right now.
Well, they have a 42.
I can tell you right now that no Wildcat wears 42.
They have a kid 42.
Yeah, Ryan
Sheffley.
Schnafnit. He's a right-handed pitcher, a freshman from Morton, Illinois, wears number 42.
Yeah, I watched them put the 42 and the 9 up on the wall today when I
That was just today because they wasn't there last night.
Yeah, they put. I watched them put it on the outside too, outside wall.
Yeah.
This place is beautiful, man.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Chicano. To be fair to him, I like the aggressiveness. One away in the inning, and the batter will be Ruben Zuani. So Zuani in his first ever career at bat.
His family got the cameras going
he
again.
walked and then ended up being stranded on second. He's out ahead of the changeup, 0-1. I think the instruction from the bench was to swing the bat. Because after the top of the 7th, Coach Hernandez and the rest of the Wildcats thought they were done. They were out of the dugout. They were ready to go celebrate. And the umpire said, whoa, whoa, whoa there, buddy. What are you doing? We ain't done.
So they were not trying to get out early, were they?
No.
No. 9 o'clock.
And this game's creeping up on 3 hours. We're only in the 7th. Fouled away by Zuani. Zuani out of Coral Springs, Florida. A little bit ahead of that breaking ball, just got a piece of it.
You're going to see the fastball right here. See if you can keep up with it.
Well, if last night was the triumphant hurrah, welcome back baseball with all sorts of fireworks, this is the
other way
other way around. The welcome back baseball of, all right, well, let's talk about the buildings and what's happening everywhere else around the country. Have you been watching any of the Olympics?
No, I haven't.
I try. I really love the Olympics.
It's been too cold to watch the Olympics because you get cold watching that snow.
That one in the air, left field and deep down the line. Tracking back is Horsham. He makes the catch right at the wall.
That thing like it was out of here.
It did look like it was out of here. Well, Watson scores from third. Zuani gets his first career RBI. He thought he was going to hit a home run.
17-1. 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
You always got football on the brain. The first thing you said to me when I rolled up today was, "Oh, look about all the football recruits." You know? Spring game not too far away.
Gonna be at night. On a Friday night.
Yeah. And they've recruited a lot of speed.
Oh my
a lot
God.
of speed and size on defense, especially the linebacker.
When I tell you we got some Smurfs who can run, my goodness.
Breaking ball strike outside corner.
We have a quarterback coming from Alabama, a left-handed quarterback who's 6'3", 240. He also is a hard-hitting first baseman.
We'll see if Johnny can get him to play two ways.
I told Johnny about him. Johnny, just so you know, this kid here, quarterback out of Dothan, Alabama, coming in there. You can hit that baseball too.
There's 2 away, and the batter is Estrada. Estrada flied out to center his first time up. Estrada swings and misses, fastball away. 17 runs on 7 hits for the Wildcats. Bradley just 1 run on 4 hits. With all the walks and everything, the Wildcats have only left 4 on base. Chop foul.
And these kids got another inning to get some hacks. They got the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, they left 1 on in the 4th, and they left the bases loaded in the last inning because of all the walks. And they've got
last
they've
season.
got Placencia on second, Rodriguez on first now with 2 away in the inning. And they'll strand him. Swing and a miss by Jacob Estrada. 2 runs on no hits, just 4 walks and an RBI flyout. That'll do it for the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Wildcats up 17-1 here on the CatEye Radio Network. We go to the 8th. Off Bethune-Cookman 17. Bradley 1. A.J. Garcia swings at the first pitch, pops it high in the air. The wind's blowing it around. But eventually the Wildcats shortstop will grab it. That is Eric Almonte, who has moved to short.
The second baseman, number 8, Hayden Miller.
The new pitcher for Bethune-Cookman is the junior out of Lake Minneola, Florida, the transfer from University of Arkansas at Rich Mountain. Ethan Diaz. Last year at UA Rich Mountain, 13 appearances, all starts, so he's moved from the starting rotation to the bullpen here with the Wildcats. Fastball, swing and a miss. 4-7 with a 5.22 ERA, 58 innings pitched. 58 Ks, 22 walks, 2 complete games with a 1.6 whip.
Good stop by Estrada.
But he's a semi-local kid, Lake Minneola High School.
Right over there in Central Florida, Claremont.
Coming home to play his final 2 seasons of collegiate ball. That one barely tapped foul by Hayden Miller.
Could you imagine the phone calls that Johnny gets for kids wanting to come to the program?
Well, after the championship last year, I'm sure that
Yeah, there's some
recruiting was not too terribly difficult.
There are at least 4 kids on campus who couldn't even get on the roster who can play.
High fly ball, right field. Watson tracking, got it for out number 2.
Yeah. This is one of the better programs in HBCU. Our baseball program has always been good. From the MEAC even through the SWAC season, we've always fared well in baseball.
Well, Bradley has not really emptied their bench. They've only made 3 substitutions. But Ethan Diaz is someone who could definitely fit in that first out of the bullpen long reliever type role, because in his college career, he has 7 complete games as a starter.
I mean, he can go limp. He has a strong arm, too.
It's always interesting to me what the players write on their bios. Ethan writes, he is a connoisseur of mangoes and coconuts. He's got quick in a 1-2 count. And it's low, 2-2. He's also an average sim racer. A man after my own heart. You know about sim racing?
Nope, he hit him. I don't know what a sim racer is.
Excuse me, Quick is going to go to first.
Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Anthony Martinez.
So what's a sim racer?
So there's a series of video games that imitate real-life racing. And so you hook up a wheel and pedals to your computer, and you can race digitally.
Drive the 500.
Yeah,
huh?
and so I do that a lot. I like to do, the Daytona 24 hours and things like that, things of that nature.
Do you wear a harness?
No, you're not actually going anywhere. That's the great part about it. You also don't have to pay if you damage the car or wear out the tires.
Okay. Not for the gas either, huh?
Quick's on first after being hit by a pitch. Diaz deals, breaking ball low. This is Anthony Martinez, who has the lone Bradley run tonight on a towering home run to left field. All the way back in the 4th inning, it feels like a lifetime ago.
It was like yesterday.
Diaz upstairs almost hit another one.
This game was moving right along until the 4th inning. Then the Cats got 4 in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, and 6 in the 6th.
Now, 4 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 6th in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. But what's really slowed the game down is all the walks. Wildcats have walked 14 times. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Count runs full. Yeah, the Wildcats have walked 14 times and have been hit by a pitch twice. 16 free passes.
16 free passes.
And only 8 hits. They have doubled the amount of free passes as hits. In the air to right field. That's dropping in front of Watson. It'll be a base hit. Quick goes from first to third, and the Braves have runners on the corners. With 2 down, the batter will be Landon Lowe, who scored the only run last night for the Braves on a wild pitch in the 9th inning.
Now batting number 26, Landon Lowe.
So what are the umpires doing here now?
Your attention, please. Pinch running for Bradley.
Oh, pinch
number
runner.
13,
Okay.
Luke Skinner.
Luke Skinner, who played last night, not in the starting lineup tonight, will pinch run at first for Martinez. Ground ball, base hit to the first base side. So Bradley scores their second run. Quick comes in from third. On to second goes Skinner, low to first with an RBI single. Well, this tells me that Bradley wants to continue to be aggressive and score some runs, because they've kept the starters in for the most part, where the Wildcats have completely emptied the benches.
At the third run of the weekend. The person on the scoreboard out there is getting a workout.
Yeah. And he's not even doing balls, strikes, and outs. He's just putting up the runs. First pitch, breaking ball, strike to Jack Holubowski. Holubowski tonight 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Ground ball foul outside of third. The count is 0-2. Now the statistics show that Ethan Diaz has strikeout stuff. 58 strikeouts last season for Arkansas Rich Mountain. That one barely misses the zone. Arkansas Rich Mountain at the junior college level, NCJAA Region 2. Timeout called at the plate. But tonight we've really seen what the Wildcats are capable of, and I kind of think we haven't really seen everything that they're capable of on offense yet. Yes, they've scored 17 runs,
we only
but
got 8 hits.
a lot of that has been self-inflicted on the Braves due to the walks. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be the end of the inning. So a run on 2 hits and 2 left, and it's 17-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th here on the CatEye Radio Network. Last ups for the Cats, unless something goes completely wrong. It's 17-1.
Unless the lights go out and we have to come back
Bethune-Cookman as
tomorrow.
we go to the bottom of the 8th. Sergio Rivera will lead off, one of 2 Wildcats to maintain their places in the lineup to this point of the game, the other being Eric Almonte, who's on deck. And while Almonte, I understand, he's had a kind of tough start to the year. You want to get him some more swings. Rivera's been good. I mean, he walked twice, had a sac bunt, flew out to left field, and of course had the walk-off home run from last night. Not a home run, walk-off single, my apologies. So what do you think Johnny's purpose is keeping Sergio in the game? Of course, we'll ask him about it on the post-game show.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell you that one.
Late strike call up around the letters. And the count is 1-2. The new pitcher for the Bradley Braves is the junior Tristan Duke out of Argyle, Texas. Foul away. Duke has Division I experience, was at Wichita State all the way back in 2022, his freshman year. Then dropped down to the lower levels with Blinn College in 2023 and Amarillo College last season. Now jumping back to the Division I level with the Bradley Braves. Duke, the left-handed pitcher, deals inside on Rivera.
Now let's talk about they're playing what conference now? Bradley does?
They were the Missouri Valley Conference, along with Missouri State, Southern Illinois, UIC, Illinois State, Indiana State, Belmont, and Evansville, and Valparaiso.
That's a pretty tough little conference for basketball.
Basketball, yes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, down goes Sergio Rivera, 1 away. Well, I mean, it's pretty tough in baseball, too. If you think about Murray State, they went to the College World Series last year. And they are far and away the favorites to repeat as champions. Bradley had 5 on the Valley preseason all-conference team. Mac Brosseau, the catcher who we have not seen, A.J. Garcia, Hayden Miller, Willem Soignier, who pitched last night, and Josh Vaughn, who we have not seen yet. Ground ball to first. Martinez takes it himself, 2 down. And a tough night for Eric Almonte. He's now 0 for 5 with a walk and a run scored from the leadoff spot.
Now batting, number 35, Caleb Scott.
Put the ball in play all but once.
He's a contact hitter, just can't find the opening.
Yep. Struck out in the 6th, but other than that,
Needs
lined
that.
out to short, flied out to right, flied out to center, and grounded out to first.
Looking for that CNI single.
Yep. Here's Caleb Scott on for his second plate appearance. Fastball strike. Scott walked in the 7th, eventually came around to score. He was the first of 4 straight walks to plate the first run of the inning for the Wildcats. Christopher Watson, who's on deck, scored the 2nd run last inning.
So the umpire's going to come break him up now.
You know, when he scored on the RBI sac fly by Ruben Zawani, we thought off the bat was a home run. Three hours and 20 minutes. Time of the ball game right now. We started at 6. Wildcats have not gone 1, 2, 3 in the ball game.
They started out scoring 2 in the first inning.
We scored 2 in the first, didn't score again until the 4th. Then the walk train started. 4 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 6 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. Bradley got 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 8th for their 2 runs. Strike called, slider outside. Because we were talking about it earlier, I'm going to go back and find that Maryland Eastern Shore game from last season. Wildcats trying to avoid going 1-2-3 for the first time in the ball game. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Pops out of the glove. Scott goes down to first. The throw beats him there. And 1-2-3 go the Cats. We go to the ninth. 3 more outs to get for the Wildcats as they lead at 7-2 here on the CatEye Radio Network. To the ninth, we go. Wildcats up 17-2 as they have dominated the second of this 3-game series with the Bradley Braves. A lot of it is self-inflicted for the Braves as they have walked the Wildcats 13 times and hit 2 more by pitch. It's nowhere near the Maryland Eastern Shore game I was mentioning previously. As Maryland Eastern Shore walked the Wildcats 24 times in that game last year. New pitcher for the Wildcats is Semi Seplow, the junior out of Tampa, Florida. 2 years at Hillsborough Community College after playing his high school baseball for the Ravens of Alonzo High School. Last year at Hillsborough, 17 appearances, a 6.08 ERA, 23 2/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, 16 walks with 1 save. The batter for Bradley is River Lindsay. Swing and a miss. Lindsay appeared once last night in a pinch running role, didn't see the plate. So this is the 3rd batter to bat in the 7 spot for Bradley tonight. Ground ball off the mound. This will be a tough play.
Got him.
No. An infield single for River Lindsay as it deflects off the mound.
Good play that time by the second baseman.
That's Caleb Scott out there at second base. Lindsay, the junior transfer from Rock Valley College. Now we'll have Cal Lighton lace a line drive to left field. And the first 2 Braves of the inning have gotten on in the 9th. 9-hole hitter due up for the Braves. It was Peyton Nelson to start the game.
Now batting number 19, Colin McCormick.
Colin McCormick replaced him in the 7th and flew out to left. Now here's his second plate appearance. Breaking ball just misses inside from Seplow. This is a real chance for the Wildcats to work the back end of that bullpen. I wouldn't expect guys like Diaz and Seplow and maybe even Perez to see a ton of work this season. Frank Perez was the first pitcher out of the first pitcher after the game had really been broken open. Of course, Ducasi pitched the 6th. Perez pitched the 7th, did well, got 2 Ks and a flyout. Then Ethan Diaz gave up 1 run last inning. There's a strike. 3, call, slider outside. As Colin McCormick looks completely bemused, as I agree that one was very far off the plate.
That was outside.
Again, we shouldn't have even been playing for the last hour and a half.
Now batting number 3, A.J. Garcia.
We thought the game was over after 7 innings when it was 11-1 after.
I could have had a Jimmy John sub.
The 10-run rule.
Been about to sleep.
Ball gets away from the catcher. Runners will hold up. A.J. Garcia will bat for the 5th time. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, and he's been out on the base paths twice. Picked off in the 1st, caught stealing in the 5th.
Good stop.
Yeah.
Estrada's been getting some work, man. He was bullpen catcher now.
Yep.
He's been here the last 2 innings, so.
Long night for Estrada.
Yeah, long night for a backup catcher.
Yep. But you don't often get a lot of opportunities to get your freshmen in early in the year, or back into the rotation guys like Seplow and Diaz.
If you remember last year, we got swept. You know,
we got swept
by UMass, right?
No, we got swept by Stony Brook.
By Stony Brook. And you didn't get a chance to play any of your young guys then.
Yeah, the Wildcats started the year 1-9, if you can believe it or not, and won 37 games.
Bases loaded.
There's a walk to Garcia. Bases are loaded for Hayden Miller, who will bat for a 5th time.
How many outs is it?
There's 1 out.
One out?
Was a strikeout to McCormick.
Okay. So ground ball DP right here. We end it.
In theory, yes. We've got Lindsay on 3rd after an infield single. Then Lighton singled to left. And Miller got hit. And a 3rd run is going to come in.
And we got some bullpen action going there.
For Bradley.
Here comes Joel Sanchez.
So single, strikeout, walk, hit by pitch. And this game continues. Lindsay scores from 3rd. Lighton goes to 3rd. Garcia to 2nd, and with the RBI, Hayden Miller. Hayden Miller has now been hit by 2 pitches tonight. He has a strikeout, a flyout, a fielder's choice, and 2 hit by pitches. As we have passed 3.5 hours in this baseball game. Credit to the crowd, a lot of them stayed.
A lot of them are still here.
We had A.D. George Bright in front of us, along with Johnny Vickers.
Eddie Bright's still here.
Vickers and family have gone.
Yeah, they out of here.
And they had the kids.
And had the cheerleader coach here, too.
Can't keep them up too late.
Can't remember her name. Ah,
Ball gets away from the catcher. It's going to be another run for Bradley.
maybe they'll close the gap a little bit, huh?
Lighton scores from third. Garcia to third. Miller to second. That takes away the routine double play with 1 out in the 9th. And it's now 17-4. Now Seplow struggling to find the zone. Smacked into center field. That'll be an out on the run. Making the catch and throwing in to hold the runner in is Sergio Rivera.
That was a great play by Sergio to come in like that. He was playing deep center field. And they were not able to tag on that play, so it's 2 down.
Wildcats 1 out away, and we'll have a pinch hitter for Anthony Martinez. Luke Skinner, who pinch ran for him in the last inning, will now bat for Martinez. Luke Skinner, I mentioned he did play last night. He went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to first. Played third base. Takes a strike from Seplow, who's trying to get the 1 out necessary to end this contest. Bradley got a couple of late runs as the Wildcats emptied the bullpen.
Oh, God. Like he went on that pitch.
From up here, yes, but we're kind of
Cat a corner.
high and behind to the right of home plate. So I can't really see with a perfect clarity there. And another one gets to the backstop. That's going to be another run. There are 2 runs on wild pitches in this inning. Garcia scores. Miller to third.
The game's gotten a little sloppy here.
I mean, a 17-5 game you kind of expected.
You got one more guy that can get in. After that, we have to worry about it.
Strike on the outside corner. Wildcats a strike away here. It's a 3-2 count. Seplow has not been fantastic in this inning. He's given up 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 wild pitches and a walk. But he has a chance to end this game for the Wildcats. Well, there's a 3rd walk on a full count as Skinner goes to first.
I don't think they want to go to the bullpen either.
They really don't. They want to save everybody possible for tomorrow in the 3rd game of the series. You're having a game like this in the 2nd game of a series where you've used so many arms. You got to be conscious of you got to play another game tomorrow and then a game on Tuesday. I think that's why they let both Lehrman and Levy go so long, Bradley, to try and save some bullpen arms for tomorrow.
That was
No, fastball low and in to Landon Lowe.
let him hit it, man, on the ground.
Lowe taking his 5th at-bat as 2 strikeouts, a fly out, and a RBI single to right in the 8th. Lowe 2-0. This is the only pitcher the Wildcats have thrown tonight that has not blown me away. Sanchez, Ducasi, Perez, and Ethan Diaz were all excellent. Seplow has struggled to find the zone. 3-0.
They're going to let him go the distance because the bullpen guys sitting down.
Yep. Sanchez started through 5 innings, 86 pitches, allowed a run on 4 hits, just the solo home run given up. Walked 3, struck out 10. Fastball strike outside corner 3-1. Ducassi then went 1 inning on 12 pitches with 3 straight strikeouts. He was unbelievable.
Yeah,
And that's when the Wildcats blew it open, and he sat for an hour and a half while the Wildcats batted around. And though he was pulled for Frank Perez, who got a 1-2-3 inning, struck out 2. Another ball gets to the backstop. That'll be another run. A third wild pitch run scored in the inning.
They're going to take away the 10-run rule in a minute now. Well, there's no 10-run rule.
No, there's.
Okay.
And
6,
it is
17-6.
17-6. Do not let this fool you.
No, game wasn't this close.
This game was not this close. Not that 17-6 is close at all. Lowe is still at the plate. The count is 3-1 after Miller scores from third. And he got punched out. That's the end of the ball game. Well, if there was any way for this game to end, it was on a really bad call on the inside corner.
And the umpires are going to head to the center field fence and get out of here.
This one belongs to the maroon and gold. The scoreboard is wrong. It should be 17-6. This was one of the baseball games of all time. The Wildcats win 17-6. Bradley gets 6 runs on 8 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 8 on base. Bethune-Cookman had 17 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and they left 6 on base. The winning pitcher is Edwin Sanchez. Thompson gets saddled with the loss.
Well, the fans had opportunity to see the 26th edition. I think we emptied the bench tonight.
Yeah, I think everybody got in pretty much.
Yeah. Let's see if we can do it again tomorrow.
We started at 6, we end at 9:36. 3 hours and 36 minutes is your time of the ball game.
Well, there's going to be a few more of those.
Hopefully not many more of those this season. The Wildcats go to 2-0. I mentioned they started last season just 1-9. They got swept in their opening series for the first time in almost 20 years, and will not be repeated this year.
Nope.
As the Wildcats have
2-0.
taken the opening series from Bradley, they're 2-0. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow.
You know, they're worthy of that 25th ranking in mid-major.
The Wildcat upcoming schedule is not easy. They'll have the 3rd game against Bradley tomorrow, then FIU on Tuesday, Yale, Florida A&M, Yale. We talked about that. Earlier in the game. Well, they'll play Yale here on Friday the 20th and Sunday the 22nd, but in between that, they'll play at the Andre Dawson Classic in Vero Beach against Florida A&M in a SWAC championship game rematch. That game on MLB TV. Then on the 24th, Tuesday the 24th, they'll host South Florida. They split with the Bulls last season in 2 very entertaining games. Then a 4-game series against Delaware State, the 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, before finally playing their first road game March 4th at Miami. Then they'll host Florida Gulf Coast for a weekend, March 6th, 7th, and 8th, before going to the North Florida March 10th. And then they'll finally start conference play on March 13th, hosting Prairie View A&M. And the conference slate for the Wildcats looks like this. Prairie View A&M at home, Alcorn on the road, Jackson at home, Southern on the road, Mississippi Valley on the road, Alabama A&M at home, Florida A&M on the road, Arkansas Pine Bluff at home. Circle that series May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That may be the top 2 teams in the SWAC. Alabama State on the road, Grambling State at home, and then the SWAC tournament. So as opposed to last year when all the toughest series for the Wildcats were at home, Southern, FAMU, Bama State. Now all of their tougher series this season are at home, with the exception of maybe Jackson State. So it's going to be a difficult season for the Wildcats. Once again, your final score, Bethune-Cookman 17 and Bradley 6. I see Coach Johnny Hernandez making his way up to chat to us as a very lengthy game comes to an end here on the CatEye Network postgame show. We thank you for staying with us, if you have, throughout the entire almost 4 hours that we have been on the air tonight. Wildcats 17, Bradley 6. Some more stats from this one. The Wildcats scored their 17 runs in just 29 at-bats. Bradley had 33 at-bats. Wildcats had 2 doubles. Neither team had a triple. Both teams had 1 home run. For Bradley, that was in the 4th inning, a solo shot to left by Anthony Martinez. Then Jeter Poyeto responded with a 2-run blast in the 5th, also to left field. Hit almost the identical spot on the DME delivers sign on top of the batting cages out in left field. 14 runs batted in for the Wildcats of their 17. They also took 13 walks and were hit by 2 pitches. That's really what made the game take so long. Wildcat pitching dazzled again, with the exception of maybe Seplow. 18 strikeouts to just 5 walks. Seplow responsible for 2 of those 5. Sanchez 3, although he had those spread out over 5 innings. Edwin Sanchez was excellent. 5 innings pitched, went 86 pitches, gave up run on 4 hits, struck out 10, walked 3. Then Isaiah Ducasi went 1 inning, struck out 3 on 12 pitches. Perez struck out 2 on 14 pitches in 1 inning. Diaz threw 22 pitches, gave up 1 run and struck out 1. And then Seplow kind of imploded there at the end, gave up 4 runs on 2 hits, walked 2, hit a couple of batters, threw 3 wild pitches that all allowed runs to score. For Bradley, Thompson took the start. He went 3 1/3, gave up 6 runs on 4 hits, 5 earned, striking out 2 and walking 2. Then Lehrman came in, and that's when it really got ugly. He gave up 7 runs on 3 hits, walking 4, striking out 2, hitting 2 batters. Levy only threw 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs on no hits, walked 3, struck out 1. Lee gave up 2 runs on no hits, walked 4, struck out 2, and Duke didn't give up a run and struck out 2 in the bottom of the 8th. We are just waiting for Coach Hernandez to make his way up here to the press box to talk about this lengthy ball game. Daryl has had time to go to the bathroom and come back. So let's get your final thoughts on this one, Daryl, as Coach Hernandez makes his way up the stairs.
I think we saw the good addition of the Wildcats. Even though we didn't see the bats get unraveled, we did see the Cats get 17 runs on the board. Here comes Coach.
And we'll talk to Coach Hernandez here in just a second. The Wildcats win this one 16-7. This is the CatEye Network postgame show of Game 2 of the 2023 season. Well, Coach, it felt like about a lifetime ago when we talked up here pregame. Did you see what you wanted to see out of the bats tonight? I know you weren't given a lot of chances with all the walks and the hit by pitches and so on, but you still had 8 hits. You still had 13 RBI. Andre Martinez was as advertised as he drives in a couple runs and scores himself. What was tonight like for you, even though the score was so lopsided?
I think the biggest takeaway is we took advantage of opportunities with runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs and driving in those runs, whether it was a walk, it was a hit by pitch or double, home run, whatever the case was on the offensive side. But they did a really good job owning the strike zone, not chasing. And again, that good things happen when we're able to string things together. So just very proud of our guys on the offensive side, just taking advantage of the situation, hitting opportunities, and they took advantage of them, top to bottom.
I mean, Edwin Sanchez was terrific, 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. But I really want to talk about the bullpen because Frank Perez Ethan Diaz and especially Isaiah Ducassi really impressed in their 1 inning each, and Ducassi on just 12 pitches with 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, Ducassi, you know, he's got a chance to be really good. I mean, he's really special. Again, he threw a lot of strikes today. You know, we worked on some stuff in the offseason with him. He had a really good slider going today, and, I mean, he's got a chance to be really good. As far as Frank is a concern, I mean, there's nobody else that you want to have success with. You know, with everything that Frank has gone through his last 2 years here at Bethune, you know, with the Tommy John surgery that he had and just kind of coming back from that, facing that adversity. But, you know, anytime we needed somebody to do the track man, somebody to feed the machine, someone to help out, you know, Frank, we can always count on him. And he wasn't, you know, he was a very good teammate the last 2 years. And, you know, I'm just, you know, grateful, you know, for him. And I think that, you know, when you do good things, man, you know, you're going to receive. So, you know, he's selfless. He's a selfless teammate. The guys love to be around him. And again, I can't say any much more than Frank, and I'm just happy for Frank.
Talk about some of the guys off the bench who had a chance to play tonight. Of course, Michael Rodriguez and Ray Placencia are returners from last year, as well as Chris Watson. But we got to see Jacob Estrada and Ruben Zwani, a couple of true freshmen, Caleb Scott and J.C. Chicano as well.
Yeah, I mean those guys, right? The true freshman out of that group really is, you know, Jacob Estrada and Ruben Zueni. You know, they're going to be really good as their careers, you know, continue to evolve. And, you know, we help them in their journey as far as on a player development standpoint. But we're excited about those two guys. And, you know, Caleb's a junior college transfer from, you know, junior college in Alabama at Wallace Dothan. So he's got some experience under his belt. We felt that obviously today was a great opportunity just to kind of get his feet wet at the Division I side. And, you know, JC was with us last year, and he had an injury, and, you know, he was redshirted. So just glad that we're able to get everybody in the mix, just kind of get their feet wet, just, you know, to see what kind of depth we have on the position player side.
Last year, after the opening series against Stony Brook, you tell me it's going to be another 20 years before we lose an opening series at home. Well, you've won the opening series at home this year. You're 2-0, chance to sweep tomorrow. What are your thoughts going into Game 3?
It's like what I told the guys. You know, yeah, we put up 17 runs tonight, but that, again, right, like, that doesn't mean you're going to have success tomorrow if you don't stay consistent in your process and in your routine. So, you know, again, man, we're going to enjoy this one tonight, but as soon as we head out that locker room, you know, it's now mode for Sunday. So guys got to get some rest. They got to hydrate. They got to eat. And again, it's going to be a quick turnaround for a 12 o'clock start because of the inclement weather that we have coming in the back half of the afternoon. So, you know, again, it's just taking it one day at a time. You know, don't look forward to, you know, what's going to happen next week. Just take care of business every day that we're out there and give us an opportunity to go 1-0.
Thank you for your time, Coach. Congrats on the win. We'll see you tomorrow.
You got it. Hail Wildcats.
Once again, your final score, Bethune-Cookman 17 runs on 7 hits, no errors and 6 left on. Bradley 6 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors and 8 left on. The Wildcats move to 2-0. Bradley is 0-2. We'll be back on your feeds on the youtube.com/CatEye Network and bcuathletics.com/radio at noon Eastern tomorrow as the Wildcats look for a sweep of Bradley. For Daryl Latil, KC, who's our student producer tonight, my name is Michael Travello. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hail Wildcats.